get us off? We'll have to look on our phones. Mic check 1 2. Shane.
Check. Check.
Check.
Check it out.
Check.
First time I ever had 4 microphones work at the same time.
You must have spent some money and got some good ones.
Well,
These are good ones.
I've had these.
These look nice.
A while.
Dude, the electronic business is screwed up. Sometimes you don't get what you pay for.
We'll make sure we got enough beer. Right?
Do you want us to put our Simple Green right here too? Proud sponsor.
I like it.
Hey, so I guess who was telling me that fucking?
Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, be careful.
No, it really doesn't matter.
Be careful.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. I had Janky on here.
We got in trouble.
No, I had
By
Janky
who?
on here, me and him, a couple weeks ago, and Janky was dude, every other word was F-bomb.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
That don't surprise me.
Oh, let's see.
Facebook.
Oh, no, that's perfect. We're good.
You guys hear some chirping in the background. It's Big Al.
Big Al.
Big Al.
Big Al,
He's back
yeah.
there
Your
tripping.
boss
Always-
you're here?
Always running his cockwasher.
He plugged up the Blue Beacon today with his truck and trailer.
Did you?
They had to.
Dude, that place has been packed.
Oh, I can only
Like-
imagine.
Lying around the door.
Literally, how long?
You weren't gone very long.
Oh, hooked up, drove there.
2 days.
Did you go
2
to the
days
first one?
before that, it was like lined up around the corner though.
Oh, dude. Microphones are legit.
They are.
Can we hear good?
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good to go. All right. All right, welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage, bench racing, Monday night live shows. We are here at Tanner Thorson Racing Shop. Welcome. We're here. Before we get started, as we do every Monday night, cheers. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Let's have a good show.
Cheers.
Cheers, Shane.
Boom.
Cheers, Tanner. Appreciate you guys for letting us come. Cheers to Trav. Cheers to Ed. Cheers to Chap. Cheers to everybody. We got a couple other guys over here.
TJ, Big Al.
TJ and Big Al.
We got Connor Wade on the TV watching the Outlaw Show.
Conaway.
Oh, the Outlaw Show. We've already started talking about that, which we'll get into that here in a minute. Before we get into Brinton and Tanner and everything that they have going on, we always just shoot a little bit of shit and just talk about other things, right? So we haven't had much racing lately other than the 500, and that was crappy. And then that stupid road racing at Coda.
You didn't like that?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Christopher Bell won 2 weeks in a row.
He shouldn't have won the first one. I mean, possibly maybe.
I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Yeah.
That's my life.
Gary Wright. By God, I'd
By
rather
God.
be lucky than good, Stuart.
Uh-oh. What happened to our live feed?
Probably got hacked.
Did it click out?
It's going.
We're still good. Yeah, it just,
Oh, we're still
for
good.
some
Okay.
reason, it...
Do people ask you questions on there?
Yeah, so anybody can tune in and
How many
ask
people?
us
How many
anything.
people are watching?
We
There's
get a
already
few
almost
followers.
30.
The other night, it was up to like 50
There's
or
almost
60.
50 people. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brinton wasn't on. Hello, a lot more.
If
What?
Britton wasn't on here, we'd have more.
My wife.
Big up. Are you still fucking talking over there? Fuck. This dude's been running his mouth all day long. Fuck.
Holy shit.
He didn't know you went to go work out with the wrestler today.
Yeah.
You should freaking souffle him.
I think we're still good.
We might do a live fucking fight. Dude, Big Al's been at me all day. I've had enough of this
yeah,
shit.
we're good.
That's awesome.
I don't know, it was weird. It just popped up kind of a weird...
Big Al, he shows up at the track today. He comes rolling in with his dually, and I've got my four-wheeler. I've got a bag of trash on the back and a box on the front, and the freaking wind is catching this sucker. And it's like turned it over like 4 times in a row. I'm thinking Big Al's gonna come in here. He's gonna be like, "Man, listen, just put the box on the back of my truck.
No.
I'll take it to the dumpster." He says, "Hey man, where can I park?" And I'm like,
I feel like I shouldn't surprise you.
"Yeah, that
Well,
was
I mean,
funny."
come on. You said I usually use my skid steer, but I ain't gonna get that.
No, I did say that. It was
For
funny.
those of you that are watching don't know who Big Al is, Big Al has been involved in the racing world for quite some time now. Works for Kyle Busch Motorsports right now. Takes care of Brexton and Kyle's micro and midget stable.
Wipes
So,
Kyle's butt. Does
yeah.
all sorts of whatever Kyle
has-
needs, he does.
I mean, I first
These
met Big
knees are a
Al
little
when he was
worn
with
out.
KKM, and then went to Joby Miller. So he's been
Hey.
around. Quite the guy.
Me and Big Al won a championship together. He was my crew chief when I won the
with
championship.
KKM.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Nice.
Yeah. We won. We should have won like 25 races one year.
But he didn't know how to set the bleeders, so yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Getting
Why don't I
greedy.
have 5 microphones?
I know.
Oh man.
Oh man. So anyway, so back to what we were talking about. Christopher Bell goes 2 in a row in NASCAR land. Great to see. It's great for dirt tracking because everybody, like, you know, especially because he can come back and race with us now.
No, it's great for all of us. 100%.
I feel
We,
like we're all screwed. And NASCAR guys are screwed because he's happy.
Yeah.
He's racing.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, we've always known that he's had a lot of talent. It's just
All right.
Oh, there's never been a question about that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The first time I ever seen him was Short Track Nationals, and it was like a number 40 car. I'm like, who the fuck is Christopher Bell? I'm like, he that damn near wins the race. I'm like, his car looked like shit.
40
I don't
car.
know
That
what
would have
it
been. That was if it was.
It wasn't the Stenhouse.
Oh, it wasn't
No,
Stenhouse's dad's car?
This was a
Okay.
different car. I'd never seen the car before, but man, I'm like, where the yeah. I'm pretty sure it was number 40. I don't know. It was
Wasn't
like
that
blue.
when Keith and Pete like saw him originally?
No, midget.
Didn't he get hooked up with Rick Ferkel?
Yeah, it was like
He
right
ran-
after
he ran
that
with
when he
Ferkel.
went.
Yeah.
But he had some kind of connection with Ferkel.
Yeah.
Some kind of family connection with Ferkel.
Well, I think it was through. Was it through his?
or whoever he was driving for at the time.
At the time, it probably would have been his future.
Kiminall?
Father-in-law. Yeah.
No, I don't think
No.
it was Kiminall
No?
because he met
It wasn't?
Kiminall
Dude.
after he was already up there.
I went to Ferkel's house like a couple times with Bell to put his seat in, and dude, they're like, it's like his grandpa.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
had like a serious relationship.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Ferkel
But-
used to crew chief for Hunter Schoenberg back like 2016. That's when I first met him.
Yeah.
Dude, first time I ever seen Hunter Sherburne race was at Memphis Motorsports Park in a 305.
Really?
Yeah, we were there for an ASGS race, and that's where he started, Memphis Motorsports Park. Yep.
I feel like you've been around a long time.
24 years.
How old are you?
45. 45 this in April.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm still older.
You know, it's funny
I'm
because
older.
I was on the same flight with Brownie, flying into Daytona for Volusia when we went for ASCS, and we actually talked about how long we've both been involved in it because I worked for Brownie for a little bit too, and how many people have come and gone. Like how many people that they have a shit ton of money or something, and they come in, and next thing you know they're gone. And Sean Peterson, I mean, you remember him? I don't know if you remember Sean.
I bought a
yeah.
motorhome from that
Brent
crazy
Place.
dude.
place, yeah. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are here today, gone tomorrow, and but yep, you see a lot. You it is
The
what
only
it is.
strong survive.
That's it.
Damn, I wish I was
But here's the thing. The people that survive
16.
are led
you
in the
look
right
good,
direction, for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two, they don't just blow their wad on crazy stuff because they don't know any better. Those are the people that survive.
Well, and it's also like if you have that much money, who you get to work for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to be guided.
Yeah.
You have to be guided down the right path. Otherwise, you just like, man.
There's a lot of thieves in this world.
Well, it's not so much that.
Thieves,
It's just,
crooks.
it's not even stealing from the guy. It's just like, oh man, that vacuum over there looks pretty nice, and it's a $400 vacuum, and you can buy a $100 vacuum.
Yeah.
Right, and then it just goes into the next thing and next
Oh,
thing.
he's
and
got
next
the
thing.
money. I might as well spend it. Yeah.
It's not that you're stealing from them. It's just they
Yeah.
take advantage of that situation.
I've always been the type, if I'm in that position, like I'm gonna treat your money like my money.
You have to.
I'm not
You have
gonna sit there and blow it, maybe when I was single on a hooker or something, but
That's what I mean by guided. You got to be guided. You got to get the good hookers,
yeah,
not the bad ones.
yeah.
Hear that, TJ?
Now, Shane, so it's
Chad Kiminall. I have a
Yeah.
good story about a hooker with Chad Kiminall.
Whoa.
No, don't say that.
No. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Oh my!
Actually, Brian was there too. We were in Vegas, and we were there for the Outlaw banquet. We finished out the year with the Outlaws, so they invited us to the banquet. And
That was nice of him.
Which you would
Yeah.
never go to because it's like pulling your fingernails out.
well, I mean, that was back when it was at Bally's, and we actually had a good time. Right? Anyway, so we were walking down the strip, and there was a girl sitting on this deal. So I just go pop up next to her. It's me, Brian, Chad, and I forget who else was with them. But so I just sit next to the girl. And I was like, "Hey, how much you cost?" And she went, "What?" And I was like, "I ain't no dummy. How much you cost?" Dude, Brian and Chad just went. Of course they would. They were gone.
Dipped out.
Yeah, and she was a hooker. It was like $7.50 for the night. But, yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I was trying to get a group rate.
Group rate.
Yeah, but anyway, that was a long time ago. That was 2005. Wow.
2005. Shit, that was a long time ago.
I think I was still
Jeez.
in diapers, maybe.
I was 5.
You know what's crazy?
You were 5.
Speaking of dates and
My
years.
wife was 15.
So now at the track, we every year we put the date up there for if you're 21
Right.
to get served liquor. So, dude, that makes you feel old.
Yes. What is it, like
2004?
2005 now?
Yeah.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah!
2005.
Shout out to Laramie Crane, Laramie Lacombe. Said he's going to donate us a cooler so we can keep our beer cold.
Oh, that would be badass right here.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Laramie Crane. He's one of our longtime supporters and sponsors.
Great
Cass
family.
Lacomb's dad.
Great family.
Going to be one hell of a little racer.
Mm-hmm.
Stays off them dirt bikes. So, thanks, Laramie. Zach Rowell.
Let me
Oh,
see. That's
Zach from Hasty Bake.
Hasty Bake.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
how to pronounce
Oh,
his last name.
yeah.
Sorry, Zach. He's mad at me. Said, damn, must have missed the call to join you guys tonight. I would have brought ribs.
Tell them to come on
Damn.
down.
Yeah, hey,
Man.
we still got cold
Doors
beer.
open.
We
Yeah.
got cold
Got
beer.
one fat guy here.
Exactly. Wait. He makes some good barbecue, man. I'm telling you, that guy can cook.
Tobe from Hoagie's Garage is
He's
watching.
really
So,
good.
Hoagies.
Man, such good guys. They just released some. They're gonna put some new hoodies out this year. So if you need a Hoagie's Garage podcast hoodie, go hit them up. Or if you want some Lumber Lounge and Garage swag,
Lumber Lounge.
go to thelumberlounge.com. Speaking of that, it's a good segue. All you guys have been asking about some curved bill hats.
Got him. By golly.
Dialed in.
I'm getting ready to jump on my John Deere.
They look cool, but
I'm a
not
flat
my
bill
style.
guy.
Yeah.
I know, I'm a flat bill guy, but
I was
get
hoping you
asked.
weren't going to ask me to wear one because I wasn't.
Nope.
I like him. I like him.
Yeah, but
Sharing.
you're a curb bill type of guy.
Yeah.
So
don't have
these are
big
just
head.
some color choices I'm trying
Literally.
out.
You look blue collar. You look
Obviously
very
for
blue
the
collar today.
Oklahoma State fans, we got orange, right?
Yeah.
And then we got this brown and khaki. So these will be available here pretty quick. I got some curved bill camos that they shipped me on I ordered flat bills, but they sent me curved bills. But call them tomorrow. So anyway, if you want some swag, just go to the Lumber Lounge and Garage website or hit me up and I'll get you some of these hats or some of the hats that are online or on the Facebook page. So, Tanner,
What's up, buddy?
Brinton,
Yes, sir.
They're getting ready
you're
to.
getting ready to hit the road.
They're getting ready to go.
How long are you
west.
gonna be gone?
Vegas a month.
Month. Yeah.
So where are we going first?
Are you going to Talladega first and then Vegas, or just
No,
Vegas?
just to Vegas.
Vegas.
I mean, it'd be nice, right? But it's also like the start of the season. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to break yourself before you get going.
That's a long trip from Talladega to Vegas.
Right.
When's Talladega this weekend?
I think the 7th and 8th.
Yeah, that'd be this weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. Then Vegas, Tulare?
Tulare, Bakersfield, but not Bakersfield.
Yeah, Kern County.
Whatever that shithole is.
Kevin
Kevin
Harvick's.
Harvick.
Kevin Harvick's Kern County,
Yeah,
which
Kern.
hopefully they put some water on the place.
Why didn't you name it Shane Stewart's Port City?
Kern,
Yeah, you
Kern,
should've.
Kern County.
Shane Stewart's Port City Raceway.
That'd have been pretty.
That
That
That kind of sounds nice.
roll
It rolls off the
off the
tongue really
I
nice.
wish I had a big track.
it would be
Right.
Jen
Jen
Stewart's
Stewart's
Port
No.
City.
Port City.
Jen
It-
Stewart, Powder Puff,
Powder
Puff
Ford
champion.
Port
It's,
City.
it's S&J Promotions.
There we go. That's
It's
exactly
not J and S, it's S and J. But
So
I'm gonna
Stewart,
say-
Jen.
Yeah.
Then what?
maybe, maybe.
So everybody
we know who runs the pit
Hey,
pit
dude,
stand. Come on.
100%. People ask me questions all the time. She's just texting me right now.
So everybody knows that you're obviously you came up through the midget world and now you're into the sprint car world. Which did you do sprint cars before midget or was it midget before sprint car?
I ran like 3 non-wing 360 shows and then I went
Okay.
straight to midgets. Yeah.
And then did
My
you do the
cousin
cage kart route? We were talking about this earlier. Did you do the cage kart
Yeah,
route?
so I ran outlaw carts from 2000 to 2013. Like, that's where I started.
It's big out there, though.
Yeah,
Big
that's-
Bluff area and all that.
So, like, we raced in Carson City, like, a handful of times, where I'm from, like, about
Right.
20 minutes from where I'm from. And then, we started realizing, like, I wanted to do it. My dad loves racing, like, been part of, like, watched NASCAR his whole life. And we wanted to do it bigger, right? Like, and I was, like, already winning. And I think I won my championship the very first year out. And, it was what we wanted to do. So then we were like, fuck, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And it was drive to California.
Right.
And every weekend from the time I was 4 to, 15 or whatever, we drove to Red Bluff during the winter, which was 4.5 hours, and Chico, which was 3.5 to 4 hours every single weekend. Wow. Like, I lived in our excursion. We had an O2 excursion. I lived in that thing basically, traveling. So
That's crazy.
and then moved to midgets, moved out and ran for Keith in 2013 to 17, and then California, the sprint car with the 3C with Lee. And yeah, this guy waxed their ass last night
Yeah,
too.
he got the broom out.
Yeah, got the broom out.
I feel like they've been racing for like 40 days there.
Dude.
The modifieds.
Well, these are 3/4 modifieds.
3/4 modifieds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh,
So anyway, so you did the whole cage kart deal and moved out this way, and what made you decide to actually do the wing sprint car as opposed to sticking with USAC and sticking with the non-wing and all that?
So I grew up going to Chico like every weekend when we were racing cycling. We'd drive to Chico and the Outlaws would come to town, and that was kind of the route, I didn't even know. I've told someone this a while ago, and they're like, "There's no way." I didn't even know what a midget was. Like, they didn't have them in California and Nevada. I went out, David Abreu. I knew Rico was going to go run a midget, and I was like, I've never even seen one of these cars up close. And I went with David to, I think, 2012 Midget Week or something, and I was like, boom. And then I fell in love. I was like, dude, this is badass, And then we went to Chili Bowl and Sprint Week, and like I just traveled with them, and I knew I wanted to run midgets, but I also wanted to run sprint cars because I felt like that was my end goal too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think you answered one of my questions I was going to ask you. Like, so are you first generation racer for your family?
yeah.
So nobody because a lot of times
Like Brinton.
yeah, like your
Fourth.
dad raced. Your family raced. My dad raced, but I didn't. I would have sucked anyway. You know what I mean? But
So-
how did the relationship start with Bruce?
So just racing go-karts.
Okay.
I'm obviously not, I am shy, but I'm not the shyest person, right? So,
what?
You ain't fucking
He might
shy.
have been when he was little.
Yeah.
No,
he
when
ain't
I was
shy.
younger-
That's the last term
No,
I would
yeah.
use for you, but okay.
I am shy. I just like to mouth off. But,
okay, there
no,
you go. There you
so,
go.
I did.
yeah.
Shy dick.
Well, that thing ain't either. That's shy. No.
One time don't count.
I just bought my little baby this
Shout out to
Wednesday and
Blakely.
said, I am living proof that my dad doesn't shoot blanks and has a
you
gun
go.
on the front. That's pretty good,
That's
huh?
funny.
No.
Perfect.
No, so Rico, showing up, has the nicest trailer in the pits, the nicest outlaw carts. Their groups all in there, their polos with Gonzalo and
Yeah.
Jimmy and Greg, okay? And everybody's staring at him. They're staring at him because these guys just rolled in basically a featherlight compared to everybody's open trailers.
Right.
Professional.
And
Right.
you have Rico standing there.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody ever seen a little person
person,
in racing
Right.
like that, right? And I'm just like fascinated. I'm just like what the hell?
you were right there.
I
Who
went
are
up.
all these
yeah.
people?
I went up to
Yeah.
him. I started talking to him. Next thing you know, every weekend they started showing up and whatever, and I just became really good buddies with Rico. And I got a phone call from David one day, and he's like, "Hey, Rico's moving up to sprint cars, and I guess Rico and Kyle and David and I think Ernest were all sitting around the table and they're asking who to run because David had just invested all this money into go-karts and now it's just sitting there."
Right.
And David asked me, he called me, he's like, or I think Kyle texted me and was like, "Hey, you're about to get a ride," or he said something, and then Rico called me and was like, "Hey, do you want to run our go-karts?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, And
what do you want me to say?
yeah, and like, dude, my family, I mean, my parents were okay, you know, but like, I grew up with my go-kart. That was it. Like, we didn't get any extra shit, you know, and I didn't want anything else. But I mean, if I would have known what I do know now, I would have like tell my parents like, don't do that. Like, don't refinance your house 8,000 times to make me go race, you know, and put them in a slump. But yeah, man,
I think that's the part that people don't realize, right? Like, my dad has told me that when I was a kid, that he missed numerous house payments so he could still go race.
Right.
Like, you know, he took the rent check and used it for gas money to go to Knoxville. Not
hope
knowing
he made
if he
it.
was gonna
Hope he made more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing that people don't understand. Like, man, this gets in you.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I
think the
wouldn't
good
change
thing
it.
about it, your story is it's not there's not a lot of those stories, but the stories where people make it, it's
I'm a rich kid.
no, it's contacts, right? Meeting the right people at the right time and making impressions. And I try to tell people all the time, listen, you can be the best driver in the whole world, but if you can't communicate and you can't and if you're a total jackass all the time,
Which I am.
it doesn't. But I'm saying it doesn't, like, none of it will equate, right?
Right.
No.
So you met the bruise, and then one thing led to another, and that's how it works.
Yep.
And now you're married to the Smith family, and by
Yeah, it's
golly,
crazy.
and you're
Like, I used to play Stevie on World House 2002.
We all did.
Because it
Yeah.
was all black and it was.
we all did.
Well, him and Sal Dan in the 17 car were the fastest cars. to
I'm
me.
telling you, like, dude, I'm an OCD guy, right? And so Silva and I, we stayed at TSR in India at the time. Tony hadn't built his place, so he had all of his cars that he had bought in a shop adjacent from his big shop.
Coil car.
Yes, and that was one of the last Ingersoll Rand cars that Stevie and his dad built. And if you went and looked at that thing, oh, dude, me and Paul like walked around the whole thing like 20 times. Like, dude, there is nothing too long, too short.
Yeah.
Everything's black.
And
before black was even popular.
Yeah.
Right.
He calls that the Amish buggy. Amish buggy black. Because all
unreal.
them guys paint their stuff black. Old buggies do, you know?
Yeah, dude, it was
You ever
so
seen a buggy
nice.
do a burnout?
So nice.
Dude, I'm telling you, Google it. Dude, just Google it.
Like an
it
Amish
ain't
buggy?
yeah, it ain't really a burnout, but dude, they'll come swinging out of corners.
Oh, when they're sideways? Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole watching that one night. Oh, man.
great.
Anyway, sorry to get off subject.
No, you're good.
That just happened.
When you race in Ohio a lot, you see a lot of buggies.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne County,
Wayne
especially.
County,
Holy
oh, yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost
Drive through
Dude,
liquor
I-
stores,
yeah,
which is
going to Knoxville.
pretty
there's
common
some
up there.
Yeah.
people-
dude, they'll drive their buggies through the liquor store
Yeah.
on the way home.
Remember when Vanilla Ice was on that show with all them Amish people? Oh, that was hilarious.
Shane and I were in a pretty nice area in PA, and we pulled into this Sheets, and here comes this, I mean, the nicest painted thing I've ever seen in my life. Buggy, right? This guy gets out, and he's got his little, not a tux, but I don't even know what they wear, you know? And then he gets his girl out, and I'm like, dude, like, we're in town. This fucker
Oh,
rode
yeah.
this thing into town, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to him, and he's got lights hanging, you know, like Christmas lights, and Shay's like, don't talk to him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
my buggy.
yeah, dude, this thing was legit. But
Chris Stiver said a 30-pack ain't going to last long with 4 people. Well,
we got more in
it's
the
half
fridge.
a 30-pack, and they just said they had Corona, so I
Yeah.
brought Busch Light.
We got SC1
Somebody-
IPAs, too.
Somebody
Yeah.
asked if we had
Maxima.
bail bondsmen for all of us.
If we what?
If there was a bail bondsman for this group. Joe Snyder, what's up, brother? So you obviously married into the Smith family, which Stevie, you hit the head on the nail. What I was going to bring up is how everything is perfect, right? You get a Smith tie kit, or you get anything from Smith, and everything is perfect. And he is, to me, has revolutionized what everybody wanted to do with. You know, we used to do it with grade 8 bolts, right? Like we'd put the nut on there and then cut it off and then just, sand it down.
Right.
Yeah,
Make it look like time.
exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What's it like being around that, because I know you went back and raced some stuff back in PA, back when you were kind of in between rides, and you actually did a paint scheme that was one of his old paint schemes.
Dude, it's I've learned more in the last 3 years, like being at his shop, than I have ever, you know, as far as just like working on stuff and the right way to do stuff. And you don't realize, like, you can do stuff so many ways, right? But 90% of them are wrong, like, you know, and just as far as just little stuff, you know, and like working on the lathes and the mills, like I didn't know how to work. I didn't know how to do any of that shit.
Yeah.
Stevie's like, here, do this. And I'm like I'm trying to wash and shit. And
What are you talking about?
and then he's like, all right, you got it. And I'm like,
I'm good, thanks.
I think, you know, and
Yeah.
I'll, you know, I'll figure it out. And now, like, I go over there and I just do whatever I need to do. And yeah, he helps me. And a lot of this stuff, I ask him to help me. Like, I could probably do it, but I don't want to fuck it up, you know, and especially some parts like that are expensive. So, I mean, and I didn't know how to weld last year. And between him and Scott Sawyer, like, now I weld. I put all the shock towers on this car. I put all the pickup point, like the radius rod, all that stuff. So,
So what kind of chassis is that?
it's a Maxim. Yeah.
So it's a Maxim by you.
Well, yeah, they
Kind of.
built the whole thing, and Stevie wanted to leave all the shock towers off and everything. And once we built it, we got everything in there and just kind of placed everything to where, you know, they needed to be. I've done the coil stuff on my midget stuff.
Yep.
But I didn't know what I was getting into with this, you know.
Yeah.
And
That's a
obviously,
different animal.
There's been a few
Yeah.
people try it. I know Kerry Madsen tried it for a while.
Yeah.
My brother, which you
Well,
actually
Stevie
met
did
my
it forever.
brother. Yeah, Stevie did it. And you met my brother and didn't realize it was my brother, but
Sammy?
my brother has wanted to do a coil car for a long time, which he has a car this year, but he's not doing coil. But yeah, so
We talked
I
about
like
it
the
before
fact-
the the like the coils are going to be they're just way
More
more consistent
Yes.
than a torque
Well,
bar.
and I like that you're outside the box, man. Like you're trying to do something different. You know what I mean? Like why not? Like
Well, I mean, honestly, though, it's not.
it's not out of the box.
that's what it was. Oh yeah, my dad drove he drove for Trossel, and it was a 4-coil car. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody called it a pogo stick. You know what I
It
mean?
goes around in circles.
Yeah.
Everybody has a thought in their head of what that thing's going to do, and everybody says this and that. The only person I can ever talk to about it is Stevie, because he's the only one I've ever known that has raced one, right? And his mindset on it compared to what everybody else thinks is so butt-ass backwards, and now that I've ran it, it's like, it's the best thing I've ever raced in my life, you know? Like, the best feel of a race
I was
car
gonna
I've
say,
ever had.
So what's the difference in feel, right? Like obviously in my mind,
I
right?
don't want to
like,
say too much. I was telling Shane this. I don't want to tell people too much.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
want people to build it.
I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is like, in my mind, right? Like, because I worked on micros for a full summer, and we had a car that had coil fronts, and we had a car that had torsion bar fronts, right? I felt like the car that had the coil fronts reacted quicker on the front end, and the car that had the bar front was just a little bit lazier on the front end. Like, is that something you feel?
I feel like that's probably the best way to explain it. Yeah, I have a problem with, and like Stevie even did it. Like he had 4 coil cars, but he also had coil on the front, bar rear. You know, and they mess with it. But I don't like. I feel like if you're gonna have something, you need to have it the same reaction on all 4 corners. Like we have the midgets, right? The midgets are coil fronts, bar rear. When I put the coilovers on the rear of the midget, like it was like a wake up call to the car. I felt like the corners all reacted to the same speed, you know?
Right.
But I just feel like it's a feel that like I like because it does react faster. I come from Outlaw carts
I was
where
saying,
there's no suspension.
That was my next question.
You got a
Yeah.
CR500. The speed on them is unreal. Shane's drove one. He knows like
instant.
it's just
It's 1-to-1.
Yes, and
It's
that's all you
1-to-1.
got.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something I lack. Like when I first got in a sprint car with Lee out in California, he played it safe with me. Like he, you know, inches and quarters and just had me way over and like just so I would make the corner.
I think
you know,
that's what you do with any new driver at a wing car.
well, I get in there and
You
I'm like down and out, and I'm like, I can't get a hold of the right rear, and he just went and put double reverse in this thing and got me over here, and I drove. He's like, I didn't think like you were gonna be able to handle that. I'm like,
Right.
I came
'Cause
from
most people
go-karts
can't.
and
Yeah.
midgets.
Yeah.
Midgets react so fast, the wheelbase and everything, and just it suits me. And the best part is, I feel like, and Brinton can contest to this, like we haven't even got started yet. Like,
Yeah. Well, I think once you guys get a whole year on it, right? Like you go through your rough tracks, rough short tracks, your rough big tracks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Hey,
then you get a notebook. You get a notebook.
My dad, it was after he drove
That's the
Ford
thing, you gotta get a
Trossel, he had a
notebook.
Trossel car with Marty Johnson, who is a guy from up in Iowa. And everybody always had this stigma that on a heavy track that it would be a pogo stick, right? But my dad said he loved it more when it was heavy than he did when it was slick. He goes, yeah, I would hook up when it was slick. He goes, but man, when it was heavy and we had the car right, that thing would just right through everything.
What's that midget track or that sprint car track in Arizona? They ran the non-wing and the midget.
ET?
ET.
Yeah.
You know that track?
They closed it now.
Arizona Speedway.
Oh, that was well.
So it was,
I don't think it's Arizona Speedway. Those are two different tracks, I think.
Oh, yeah. I raced at Arizona Speedway.
I think it's two different tracks.
ET.
ET is what we always called it.
No.
So that place was rough as hell. Mm-hmm. I had the 4-coil midget out. Everybody's biking up, bouncing. I go 4 in the fluff. Quick time, new track record, and my car never fucking moved. It looked like a wing car around there.
That's awesome.
And that was
Went to Merced.
That's what my dad would tell me.
Merced.
Merced the next night.
Yeah, Merced, exactly.
One at Merced with it.
They'd make fun of me.
Like when you go through Merced with this thing, like you know
I'm
what
excited.
I mean? You get notebook.
Yeah.
You get notebook when that's
yeah.
the thing.
And my dad, that's what my dad would say. He'd like, yeah, I'd whoop their ass on a rough, heavy track and be like, oh, what do you think about that pogo stick now? You know?
Yeah.
He loved it. My dad loved it. I mean, not that my dad was anybody, but he loved it. Steve Dixon, good evening, guys. So ready for the race season to kick off at Red Dirt this Friday? Yeah, with the OCRS.
I'm good.
Joe Snyder agreed. Tanner Coyle is more reactive. Midget drivers are probably the best candidates to be quick out of the box. James Moran said, "What's up?"
James Moran was supposed to come by today, and I didn't tell him I was at the shop because I completely forgot.
Bill Guest said Coyle cars are the best or badass.
Bill Guess.
Bill Guest. Yeah, Bill Guest. I can't read.
So back to the whole not wanting people to
Becky
do it.
Bentz, Bush.
Becky Bentz.
I'm just surprised people haven't tried.
I know.
I think it's because the unknown, right?
Well, no. Here's the thing. I feel like a lot of it is when you get to, I say our level, like where you're at now. Like they're all focused on trying to make money, so they all go to something that's it's comfort.
Yeah.
Because they in their eyes they think, okay, listen, if I go try something and I waste a month, then I kill my points, I kill this, I kill that, and they don't try it.
I just feel like I can't get over the fact that everybody has the same shit.
Right.
Everybody in the pits, I don't care who it is, at one point throughout the night, everybody's got the same bars in, their shocks are set at the same, and if you're buddies with Ricky, you all got the same shit on your car.
Buddy, you go walk to the museum.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's the same car that they built.
This is the same setup that Stevie had on.
Yeah.
Like we ran the same coils, the same everything that Stevie had.
Yeah.
And that was in, what was that? That was late 90s, early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
So fast forward to now, you got a couple people to come on board with you. Obviously, the first one was Rod Gross to start last year, right?
Yep.
And now you picked up JST with Jason Tessier, which Jason Tessier was one of our big sponsors for the Chili Bowl. Super gracious or grateful for him. Because, James said he's still waiting, by the way.
Figured.
Current live watch record, we're at 80 people watching right now.
Nice.
That's a record.
Perfect.
I just shared it on my Facebook, so
See?
hopefully it gets going a little
Yeah.
more.
So now you've picked a head of steam I truly feel like you have a good shot at the high limit this year. I feel like I know that you are a very conservative person when it comes to that. As cocky as you are, because we all know you. It's so funny because like I talk to people and they're like, "Oh, fucking Tanner's a dick," and I'm like, "Well, you just don't know him."
Well, that's
like-
that's most times.
Well, but here's the thing, like
With anybody.
I met Tanner. I actually went and helped Tanner one weekend in Port City.
Yep.
And
With Ace, right? Or me?
no, it was you and then that kid from Missouri. The
Gage Rucker.
Yeah. And which
You got a ball opener?
me and Tanner, we knew each other before that, just in passing and knowing each other from the races and stuff. And I the way I explain it to everybody is like, okay, you might think he's cocky, but every race car driver at some point has to be cocky. You know
how dumb we have to be to get in these things?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you're so determined on what you're trying to do. Like, it shows in your race team, right? Like what you're doing is for your livelihood and for your family and what you want to do. It's no different than a manager at a grocery store that's what he wants his career to be, right? Like, you have to have this aura about you, and I respect the shit out of you for what you're doing and going out on and running coils and, I mean, it's just, I think it's cool shit.
I think it's, and I do get that, and I am an ass. I mean, I will admit it. We all are, though.
Oh,
that's the problem. We all are. I mean, at some point, but in the end of the day, like, and Shane can contest to this, and Brinton can, like, anybody that's ever sat in a race car can contest to it. When it's your ass in that thing, you're going to be an asshole. And Brinton knows sometimes with me, like, I'm so OCD about certain things that, like, I don't let stuff go. And I come off as an asshole. And, like, when I get to the racetrack, people are like, I've heard it 1,000 times, you're an asshole at the track. I'm like, just because I don't leave my trailer don't mean I'm an asshole.
No,
you come up and talk to me after the races, I'll be the nicest person in the world, but I'm here to do one thing, and that's the same thing that those other 40 drivers are here to do, and that's to make that money. And and
honestly, the only person that's happy at the end of the night is the guy that's standing on the podium with the fucking trophy.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you agree with that?
Not our 50
No, 100%.
KSC
How many times were you pissed off?
hard chargers.
Second?
A lot. But there was a few times I was happy to run second.
Yeah.
when you come from 20th and you run top 3, you're happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
that's a win.
But if you start on the pole and run 5th, are you happy?
Not fun.
No, trust me, I've been there 1,000 times.
I mean, I think we all have, right? At some point.
I think Dave Blaney was the true guy of that, right? Like, and I guess Steve Kinzer was probably a little bit that way too, but like, he just didn't ever leave his trailer. He didn't have many buddies. Like, I'm not here to have friends. Like, listen, we can hang out and do all this afterwards, but I'm not here. If I have to crash you to win a race,
It's gonna be awkward.
There's gonna be. I don't want that. I don't want that.
It somehow seems like who you hang out with or you talk to at the start of the night, you always have a problem with them at the end of the night.
Absolutely. It's
or
weird, huh?
you can't race them as hard as you want to because they're your
it's
buddy.
Weird, yeah.
How many times have you gotten a wreck with somebody that's parked next to you?
A lot.
A couple.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's the
A
worst.
couple.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, so I didn't. I didn't
Can't
have
park
many.
there.
I didn't have many friends.
Sorry, I love
I became good buddies with Jason, but Jason and I had the friendship of, if we had a bad night and we crashed each other or roughed each other up, like, a couple days later we were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have that with anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, they'd hold grudges, or the wives would hold grudges.
The wives are the problem.
Back to the Ray Crawford. No tits in the pits.
Yeah. But, like, Bobby is like, listen here, you MFer, like, you roughed him up. And I'm like, yeah, because he freaking roughed me up the corner before.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that
You
part.
know what I mean?
Done.
So then it was done, buried. Yeah. And we just didn't have that relationship with other people. But
Yeah, but okay, so back in, because I was out there when you were with Paul and doing the ASCS deal before you got to that level, right? And back then, ASCS was a little bit different. You could actually ride around with 5 or 6 people.
But we didn't. Paul and I didn't.
You guys did, but like, we had a group of people we could all go with.
Yeah, that's Paul.
Right? Yeah, that's Paul.
That's Paul.
But why, though?
Because Paul was, he didn't want no one to see what he was doing.
Yeah.
Paul yelled at me.
Yeah, we always stayed at some other hotel.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
don't worry.
They didn't care if it was in
I didn't work for it.
in Memphis, Tennessee, and there was gunshots going off. He's like, oh, this is normal for me.
And it was $35 room.
Oh yeah, right?
Yeah. Like, he just, and then I just came accustomed to that. I'm like, you know what? Like, I get it. If you're wanting to try things and do things differently, you don't want no one to see your stuff.
Shay said easy. The wives are always right.
The wives are normally right at the end of the day. But
Sometimes.
you got to go through that. To
Sometimes.
Say, you know what? I'm sorry, baby. You probably were right.
She put your pants out right for you today.
I picked these, buddy.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh.
So with your move here, and starting the Rod Gross team, you brought in Brinton Marvel
This guy.
Fuck, I've been here.
from
2019.
Ohio?
Who's from
Where you
Ohio?
from? Where you
Indiana.
Indiana.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta do my research.
Yeah.
I did this the
India.
other day.
Indiana.
We had Hagopian on, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're like, oh, how's Lemoore going? He goes, well, actually, it's Plaza Park, and I'm like, oh shit. I guess I should do my research before I come on live shows.
Yeah.
So you're from Indiana. You did
Indiana.
race. I did know that.
Yeah. Tried.
Obviously, I did not know you're a fourth generation racer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say it. Say it.
Connor Morrell.
Say it.
Which one?
Park there.
Oh yeah, you
You
can't
can't
park
park
there either. Peck, Axum, Morrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Morrell was laying on the concrete at Chili Bowl at one point, but I don't know anything about that.
He was laying on the concrete?
Drunk?
Someone knock him
I think
out?
He got hit or something. Yeah, I think he got knocked.
Oh, really? Did you knock him out?
It wasn't me.
Oh.
Wasn't me.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Jeez.
so, but I'm just glad Peck made the feature tonight. He ran like seventh in the. Oh,
Them
it was
Fords,
awesome.
them Fords, man, they've killed Schatz' career, and they're going to kill a few more.
Yeah.
Are they on Fords?
Oh,
Them
yeah.
Fords.
Oh, yeah.
They're a Ford factory team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Brinton's been working
yeah, Brinton-
with me
Yeah, he's been with you on and off. I knew that.
since 2019.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go help Tanner. Well, that's back when I had my own team. And like when Tanner wasn't racing, because he had just gotten hurt in his accident, the truck and trailer, so he was like part-time.
The Tri-C car, I remember that. Yeah.
So he'd come help me a few times. We kind of
Leaving this race we're going to here.
trade work.
No, no.
Few days.
I remember when that happened, because obviously you know me and Lee have friends, and
Yeah.
we've been friends for quite some time, and I remember when that happened, and obviously we're glad that you're still here because that. Whew, I used to still have that picture on my phone of the dually. I don't know why, but yeah, that was a wild deal.
Wasn't fun.
Hey,
Not
it
bad.
wasn't your time to go, brother.
Wasn't fun, I'll tell you that.
It just wasn't, because if it was, you would have been gone.
Oh,
Because there was no other, you can't even question it.
Hey,
Yeah.
but in all reality,
You were meant to be here today.
I
So,
agree, 100%.
Yeah,
But
man,
in all
what's up, brother?
in all reality, dude, that truck looked way worse than it actually was.
Right.
Once it caught on fire, it melted. Like it.
Yeah.
Right. But still, it was
Yeah, no,
pretty
I-
screwed up.
oh, yeah, it was.
Anytime you got to crawl through the sunroof to get
I'm
out,
still messed up. Like,
yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I broke my heel and I'm still messed up.
you're all heely.
You fell off.
He fell off a ladder, though.
I'm just saying. That's my point.
It's a little different, bro.
That's my point. I'm still hobbling around. I didn't get shattered up in a freaking dually.
Okay, so
Damn.
Crash.
So
I'm still hobbling around
let's
because
talk,
of that.
Let's talk about that. For
That's
a
my
second
point.
Before we get back on Brinton here.
falling
I
off
just
ladders?
I just seen Shane like right before that, and then I show up to Monday night to do the show. He comes in with this cast, and I'm like, "What the fuck did you do?" Oh man, like I fell off this ladder. I'm like, I really wish it was a better story than that.
I don't have a
I
good
was
story.
hoping it
What
was
the
like,
four-wheeler?
I was running
Yeah.
across here because somebody stole something, or
I'm just glad I wasn't racing for
Yeah.
a living, because I'd have been screwed.
yeah, we are. We're 90. Just hit 90. Just hit 90.
That's
Shout out to
New
Rod
record.
and Nancy Gross. They're probably
Yeah.
watching, huh?
I hope
Probably.
so. I hope so.
I guarantee.
My mother's watching.
Your
Kelly.
mother?
That's great.
Your mother.
Kelly's watching.
So hey, listen.
Shane just told on himself. He stayed in Memphis quite a few times.
I did.
We talking about the gunshots. That was Sean White.
Yeah. Paul and I, we race around there a lot with ASCS.
He's probably a step ladder.
Hey, so speaking of the Marvels, so I'm pretty good buddies with his dad, and there was many times that Justin would call me like, man, like I just want him to make it, and I'm trying to figure out how to do everything, and like you got a great family.
Yeah, no. Solid family.
Old Justin.
I remember
So where did
texting
you start it? We talked about him starting
sprint
the
car.
cage cars.
This dude just
Straight
jumped
Yeah.
straight in.
Yeah, no, he got thrown to the
2016.
wolves.
2016, I ran 305s for a year and a half, and then my dad said, "We're not moving up until you win." I'm like, "Fuck, I want to go race 410s. Like this 305 shit's kind of gay." So, like that weekend, I went and won 2 races.
Can't take it back.
I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
I went and won 2 races at Atomic, and then the next weekend we're at Granite City in a 410. But-
Is Kelly your mom?
Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Go give her a smooch, buddy.
Good show, guys. Marv's watching too, Tanner.
Oh,
Mom and Dad are watching.
Marvelous is
Justin's watching
100%
too?
watching.
No, his parents are watching.
Marvelous.
Oh, okay.
Marv.
Marv Thorson, Mom and Dad are
Hey,
watching.
so my dad is the complete opposite of me. That dude.
No, he
we go
is
to the
the complete
racetrack,
opposite of you. I
He
agree.
never said one word, dude. I'd wreck somebody, my dad just stand there and let this old man rip my ass, and my dad just be like,
But hey, but you
No.
know what? That's probably the best thing.
no, but
Yeah.
the problem
As long
is,
as you didn't freaking
Oh,
jack
yeah.
your jaw. Like,
and then one
hey,
guy grabbed me, like we were all out after the races, and this old dude was drinking, grabbed me, and my dad said, "Hey, you touch my kid one more time."
Yeah. There's
Like,
one
you're
thing
done.
to have a conversation, but don't grab
Yeah.
it. Like, don't, yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, that's one of the biggest dilemmas I have in my track is I got kids racing adults.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
listen, sometimes the adults need to go yell at the kids.
Yeah.
It needs to happen every time.
And
Yeah.
the mom and dads don't understand that. Like, they're like, hey, wait a minute, you can't yell at my kid. Hey, no.
You want to race in
Yeah.
big boy sport?
Your kid needs
get
to
it.
be yelled
Yeah,
at. Like,
absolutely.
he crashed that poor guy.
You strap in, you strap in.
Like, let the drivers deal with it.
Yeah.
Whether they're
To a point.
15 or
To a
30.
point, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
yeah.
at Keith's. When we raced with Keith, dude, they could come up and say whatever they want. Shane Cottle, the biggest dude
Yes!
in Eastside, come chasing me
I've had
down.
him yell at
Remember
me
at Wayne
too.
County? And I'm like running from this dude because I'm 15
Yeah.
years old.
He's intimidating.
And then I'm like walking around my car. He's like, "Come here, you little shit." I'm like, I don't want to get hit. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and I dumped him for a transfer spot into the Leffler, and he's just laying into me. And then after, he's like, "All right, don't wreck me again. If you do, I'm gonna dump your ass every time I see you." I'm like, never touch him
enough.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done. And I was like, "You take your crazy medicine today or what?"
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
Shane Cottle, yeah, I've had him
Oh, yeah.
yell at me. I dumped him at the chili bowl.
What
He
in
wanted
the
He wanted to kill me.
in the Mike Larson mobile?
No,
No?
it was before that one.
So what made you quit racing?
Once I really quit,
Well, I say quit. Like, what made
Yeah.
you decide to?
take a step in a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my dad and I started 2016, like I said, 305s for about a year and a half, and then we ran like some 410 stuff, but shit's expensive.
Oh.
And like kind of in Tanner's situation, like my parents do well for themselves, but not enough to go race.
Right.
So we had sponsors, and like I got going decent, I'd say, for limited experience. And COVID hit, and I had lost some sponsorship, and 2021 was my last year in my own car.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those deals where, like, I was either going to do it the right way or not at all.
Right.
Like, I wasn't going to go to the track
Yeah, you can't have
just
it.
to be able to call myself a race car driver for the ego. I don't need that. That's not what I want to do. Like, I want to go win races, whether I'm behind the wheel or scraping mud.
Well, you ran some shit boxes.
And yeah, I
And
ran
you
some shit
realized
boxes
it wasn't-
throughout. Yeah. Like, after that, I moved to California, ran some 360 stuff, and just, I wouldn't say I got sick of it, but I kind of did. Like I want to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And that's whether I'm racing
Well, I mean, I
or
think
working
when
on it.
you're- And I mean, you can attest to this too. Like, and Shane can too. Like, when you are a driver in search of a ride, like sometimes you take rides that you probably shouldn't have taken because you needed a ride.
I did that
Right.
several times.
And like, you got to kind of like, I mean, it is what it is. If I want to race, I got to take this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean, again, you guys, I headbutted a 12-year-old one time from racing go-karts.
Yeah.
The thing that probably helped me the most in my career is that I took the shit boxes and worked on them, right, and made them a little bit nicer than what they were.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we went to the track, we weren't just totally out of the game,
Yeah.
because that's what my dad made me do.
Right.
Like, he made me work on my stuff.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only thing that saved me, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, but that you have to work on it.
But a lot of
No, they don't happen much anymore.
Don't
We
happen
all know
much.
So
that,
you know
right?
that's how Rod picked me up. He saw me working on the car at the
there you go.
races.
There you go. It's a great example.
I was racing for Aaron, and like that was the one thing he told me. He's like, I realized you were working on your car,
Yeah.
and that's what they used. So he raced back in the '70s, the 461 Brickmobile car.
Oh, really?
He ran that. Yep.
No
Oh,
way.
shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
What's that? Dyers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he ran
remember
that.
that
He
car.
raced
That was
a little bit. So he
That
raced.
car was famous.
He actually
Yeah,
sent me a picture not too long ago of him and Steve Smith.
Really?
Stevie's dad. Out, I think they're at the Grove or something. And yeah. So he used to race, kind of the same thing. Like he wanted to do it, but couldn't do it. Went and started a company, and now
Yeah.
we're here where we are because of that. So
You know, and that's and my brother's the same way, right? Like he has his team, and he wants a driver that's going to work on it and that's going to be there and that's a
Right.
hard worker. And I know that you know, when Brandon were together and now my brother's by himself, but like they always try to find a driver that would at least help work on the car. I mean,
Yeah.
like you look at all the drivers they had, they all were at least some kind of a worker. You know what I mean? And so that you have to have that mentality. Ryder McCutcheon's dad, Kyle McCutcheon, I talked to him yesterday
He's
on
a
their
little
way
gasser.
home. Huh?
he's a little
Oh,
gasser.
dude, I'm telling you. So they went and ran that elite deal with a 360 over the weekend. Had some good runs. Bad luck, but also a learning experience. And Kyle called me on his way home yesterday, and he said, "Man, Snow, the biggest thing that I'm proud of is that something happened, got the nose wing knocked down or something." And he goes, I just went back and started watching the race or whatever. Went and got me a beer or something. I came back and Ryder already had the nose wing off and already had the, he couldn't reach the one up top, so I had to
Right.
get it down for him. He goes, I turned around and he already had it on, and I mean, you got to instill that in these kids, and I think that was lost for some time because dads paid for so much of it that they didn't have to.
Right.
And,
Especially in the last 8 years.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
10.
I agree.
10, yeah.
I mean, really. And as long as I've been doing it, like I've seen the progression of it. Like when I first started doing it, there was still car owners and they would still hire drivers. And then now it's kind of, it went
You're
to
seeing more and more rental, right?
oh, way more. But honestly, like a car owner now, sometimes they have to have the rental to keep going and racing.
They do, and as a dad that has a business and doesn't know anything about the sport, it's easier for them to say, listen,
Benefit.
I'll give you X amount of money because I know that product's going to show up, my kid's going to have a legitimate shot, and we can leave. I can go back and run my business.
Right.
Yep.
You see way more, like that was never, that was
option.
never talked about when
Yeah.
they
Right.
raced. Never. And
Well, I
you
mean,
see it a lot in micros. A lot. Like it's
I
becoming.
just think people get upset because of people that do that. But what people want, they want their kid to succeed,
Yep.
Right.
and it's going to take them
The 2 is unreal, dude.
Unreal.
instead of going. If they have the means to go do it,
Right.
they're going to. Why not? Because you're still going to spend some or more, but you're going to spend the same amount of money. But you already got the experience of everybody.
Well, you're going to spend the same
Right.
money, but then it doesn't come with this thing that's about this big that most people have, and it's called a notebook.
Right.
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 Exactly.
Right.
That notebook can make you 5, 6, 7 years in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look-
absolutely.
It's the truth.
I mean, honest to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, he didn't, when he was with Keith and stuff
Yeah.
like that, he didn't have to worry about it. His job was to show up and race.
Yeah.
hey, but you got to admit, though, I worked in the shop
No,
every day.
I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
You know,
But you still knew what to do, right?
yeah.
Like you still there was still a you went into the shop and there was organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where, dude, I learned, I'd say probably 80, 90% of my OCD-ness and how I want stuff done from KKM.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Because you can't
Well, I
do
mean,
what
their
they
cars
do.
were on a line. Their
Yes.
cars, everything was just perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
the pictures of the bumpers, they all
Yeah.
line up.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, look at this. They all
I
do.
know, dude, I'm the same
Him
way,
and I are,
man.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost bad sometimes because we are so, it's like,
Well,
yeah,
it's like
it's,
when I text you, I was like, "Hey man, when we gonna do a show from the shop?" And you're like, "As soon as I have it where I want it."
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. I get it. I understand it. 100%.
yeah, the car's got to be done. It can't be in 100 pieces. But I will say,
So you're
I
saying
showed
Brinton
him-
doesn't work?
no, we just had a lot of shit.
We had a
placed
lot of
out
shit everywhere.
So I was at your dad's the other day, and I didn't realize this. That Kenny Woodruff picture of the Vibram car,
Yeah. All tore apart.
we're doing it.
Yeah. That's
We're
awesome.
doing it. Have you seen that picture?
Nobody's ever done that.
We're doing it again.
It is
He has
It's like all the
awesome.
parts laid out.
He has a frame and every part sitting in about areas.
in
Yeah.
its spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the race car.
Yeah,
And it's
dude,
just
it is the
laying
best
there.
picture.
There's a museum. There's an F1 car, and it's hanging from strings, and it's all spread out like
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best. That is one of the coolest pictures in my dad's shop.
And I think that's what's
Dude,
cool.
for sure.
That's what's cool about you, Tanner, is when me and you talked and I came out and helped you that night at Port. Like, you were there for you, but dude, you worked like you were working the whole damn time. Like, I think you actually almost won that night. Maybe ran second, I think, first night.
I don't remember.
I don't know. That was
That was a long
in the
race
Hayward
ago.
car.
Yeah, the Wolfhard car.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that comes down to me just like relaxing myself. Dude, I have to be doing something, or else if I overthink it, I mean, we're gonna have the right rear on the left rear and left rear. We're gonna be doing something goofy.
Which you can get yourself screwed up very easily in our world doing that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you overthink things, like
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to go back to the basics.
The old kiss feather.
Like there'll be some nights
Yes.
where like you can tell Tanner's all like nervous, worked up, and like we'll leave the right rear for him to groove so he can do something.
Like that's just what I do.
Like I tell, like we had Lawton working first last year. I'm like, Lawton, just leave it for Tanner. Like
Right.
he's getting nervous. Just
I
let
did
him do
because I
something.
just calm down.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I like Lee used to get so mad at me. I'd always go grab the torque wrench right before the main, and I would torque every freaking bolt on that car. He's like, dude, I just did that. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm driving the sumbitch. Like, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Peace of mind.
And then finally he like let it go. And it was more of just like, okay, one less thing. Because there's countless times, dude. I mean, probably 2 years ago when I ran my midget a lot, I was by myself. Brinton was out in California. It was literally Shay, me, and my two dogs. And we'd roll to the racetrack. And Connor Ridge from AME, he would push me up to the racetrack. And it was just me. And I'd be rolling up to the stage and I'm like, fuck, did I tighten that tire?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I guess I'll feel a vibration or something,
Right,
you know.
right,
I got a pin in there for my bleeders. Like, hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
But, you know, I knew I did. But it's just like, it's in your head. It's so,
Yeah.
and now I got to make sure these guys do it.
So okay, so because you're a worker, do you?
dude, he cracks me up every time they win.
Every time he'll be coming on the front stretch.
Travels crew guy, he gets jacked.
Is that Zach Peterson?
I don't even know.
I don't
who it
forget.
is.
I don't know.
So, like, obviously, with him being with you for so long, you obviously have some trust in him, and I know that you have some trust in Lee and TJ being new. Does that help you, like, settle you, like, knowing that, like, hey, look, I got the right guys around me?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a time and a place for certain stuff that you let go. There's a lot of stuff that I've let go, and like, not that I don't think that like Brinton can do it, but just once again in your mind, right? Like whether I do it the right way or not, like that's the way I was taught, and like I know if I do that, it's done right. So there's a lot of stuff like I've let go, and there's still some stuff probably that I will do.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think he knows how to do it, just because like I want to do it, you know.
Yeah,
And
but he also has to have that mindset of, like, I know that, like, he has to know that you're not doing it because you don't think he knows how to do it.
No,
Like,
I've
you-
worked with Tanner long enough to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and a lot of it's
not.
just I just like to do stuff.
Hey,
I mean,
so,
I've always done it, you know.
So I got some really good advice from Andy Hillenberg, and Andy was similar to us.
Oh, yeah.
ran his own team for a long time.
Yep.
So he said, here's the deal. Like I was hands on. I got to the point to where if I needed to grow my business, which was his race team, I couldn't be hands on because I needed to be more on the phone. And I needed to be more taking my sponsors out to eat. And then it relied on Diesel. This is Diesel, right?
Right.
And Andy had Diesel.
Right.
So the best thing about your situation is you can kind of groom these people, and then you get to a certain point to where you know when your rig shows up to the track, it's clean, it's well presented, your cars are put together right. You don't have to second guess this and that. And when Andy got to that point, his business grew like tenfold.
Oh, yeah.
Because Andy was like, oh my God, I gotta oh shit. Like I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And then when I worked for him and saw that side of him, I'm like, okay, if I ever get to that situation, which I did. It took me a long time, but when I got to LMR, I was in that situation. I could come in and I didn't own it all.
Right.
But I kind of did. You know what I mean? Like I had
Like I don't own this,
I
but
had
I
it-
run this as my own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It was. I had a huge interest, and dude, when
You were the face of it.
Yeah, when I got to that point, dude, I'm telling you, the wins just started clicking off
Yeah.
because all I concentrated on was racing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't give a shit about nothing else. I knew everything was going to be in place. My car was going to be right. My motors are going to be good, and so.
And a lot of that too. Like I feel like, and I've told Brinton, and in my mind, it's like it's time.
Yeah.
Dude, we're the freshest team out there.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are competing, like up there with them guys. Like, yeah, we didn't win. We won one race last year, and it was, a prelim night. But we beat one of the best guys out there, which was Rico.
Yeah.
And we were running third.
And we ran up front like a lot. Like you
We
were
were
saying,
in
we lost out on like $100,000.
No,
of
$250,000. We were in contention to win.
crashing or getting crashed
Yeah.
or just stupid shit.
Like
But
little
you were in
things.
contention.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
like
like
Skagit, we're running second. Lap car spins out in front of us and drives right into the side of us.
Yeah.
Dude, I know.
We blow a motor at Lucas Oil. It was $50,000 to win, I think, or
Yeah,
25 or
running
something.
second.
Yeah.
4/10 quicker than Brad the lap before, right before he
At
blew
least
up.
you didn't get it
Right.
taken from you. For
Gold
a
Cup
time.
was $100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're back on. Never mind.
Little wet grinding.
Yeah, a little wet.
I like wet grinding.
Yeah.
I say said that. Anyway,
We all like wet grinding. I'm not sure about tires, but
Yeah.
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 I got this new Simple Green. It's aerospace Simple Green.
Yeah.
We use
I
it at
saw
Chili
that.
Bowl
Elon.
Use it at Chili Bowl. All my tires
Yeah.
came back clean.
all week.
Wet grinding them all.
Yep. Where's Cody? Is Cody Cordell in here? We need a flow interview.
I'm sure he's watching.
We need a flow racing
Hey, we
interview.
almost hit 100, by the way. We almost hit 100.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, we almost hit 100.
Where are we at now?
72.
Oh my gosh.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But yeah, so back to that deal. Like, in the end of the day, I want him to be able to make all the calls.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's like my goal. If he
'cause then you can
if
focus
he's
on
here
driving.
long enough, like if he stays here with us and he puts in and wants to be here or whatever, like I want to be able to like, hey, if you fuck think we need to be tighter, do it. Like,
Yeah.
because he's smart enough to do that.
Well,
Like
he bought a house here.
well, yeah,
I think he might be vested.
But like he's smart enough to he understands a race car, right? Granted,
Yeah.
he's still young. I'm still young. Like you got
We're
Big
all
Al
still
back
young.
here who's 59 years, almost 70 years old, and
59. You just went from 59 to 70.
He's-
you know,
That's
and
a
you got
Dude's fucking
Lee.
84
You look
years
pretty
old
good for
over here.
70, Al.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, but you got all these crew chiefs. I mean, Silva's the youngest one.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Him and Dietz probably
Yeah.
about the same age.
Yeah, they're about early
but
40s.
everybody else is way older.
I
Well,
know.
isn't his crew chief young?
Adam Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
Well, like established crew chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, not that,
No,
don't get me
no,
wrong, he's good, but you know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. Yeah.
But like, and that's one thing that always kind of pissed me off about like the crew chief deals. Like you always hear, and I'm not shitting on Silva or Ricky or Dietz, but you always hear about those guys, right? Because they're on the national scene, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of good crew chiefs out there that don't have any recognition.
I know.
Yeah.
But
None.
the same as drivers.
Yes.
Right?
I
Like,
agree.
that's just always going to be the case.
I agree.
Always.
I'm a big proponent of I hate that term crew chief, right? Like we're all there for the same fucking reason, and that's to be on the front stretch of the '09.
Right.
I don't care how it happens, right? Like,
That's, I mean, when I was with Kyle, I said, there's no I in team.
right?
Our goal is to be on the, on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's in team? Me.
Yeah.
And if the A is actually
I'm
shaped
just
right,
giving
there's
you
an
crap,
I in
yeah.
there. But I mean, honestly, though,
Jesus.
But it's true.
like
Everyone's there for the
the
same
emphasis
goal.
has
Yeah.
always been put on crew chief and driver, and I get that.
Yeah.
But it takes it takes a village, right?
You can
Like, it
ask
takes
this
a whole
guy.
team,
When I
right?
talked to him about hiring him, everybody said the tire guy's the low man on the totem pole. The tire guy's
Dude, the
one of
tire
the most
guys are
important guys.
Yeah.
guys.
I said this car don't go on the racetrack without tires.
It will
Yeah.
make or break some of your
Yes,
nights.
100%.
It will make. Hey,
Ask
great
Shane
story.
about fucking New York
I
and your
went to New
tires
York,
sealing
right?
over.
I went to New York and had his
We
tire
literally just
guy.
talked
We just
Yeah,
talked about
he was fairly new, and I ran the same tire all night because it just didn't hurt tires.
Right.
We weren't even going fast enough to hurt them.
Right.
And so I ran fourth in the dash, or fourth or fifth, I don't know. Made the dash,
Right.
And we come in and through the green flag.
I'm good.
I got lapped twice, and the only way you can get your tire changed is if you flatten it, dude. I bent my right rear wheel banging against the fence trying to flatten my tire. The most obnoxious race of my entire life, right? So I come in, and it was of course I get a phone call from Silva chewing my ass, but I'm like, guys, look at this tire, like it looks like this rug. It's this black, shiny. I said, you guys did not sipe it.
Yeah.
You did not sipe it and cut it enough. I said, I told you when we got here, you cannot sipe or cut your tire enough at this track because we're going super slow, and it gets black slick. And dude, I had 360s lapping me.
Oh,
No joke.
We had 360s passing us last time we were up there.
What track was that?
It was
Rolling Wheels?
No, not
No,
Rolling
you
Wheels.
said it last week.
Yeah, I
Utica
forget what
Rome?
he said.
It's shaped like a D.
Not Utica Rome or no?
No, not Utica Road.
Weed Sport?
Weed Sport. Yeah, Weed Sport.
See,
We don't go there this year.
So we had
one's the ones
modifieds
with the
racing that
lights from
night
the
too, which
inside
made
out?
it even more slick.
What's the one where the lights are the inside out and it has the like white walls on the inside and outside, and the lights are on the inside and they shine out? It's in New York too. Is that Weed Sport?
I don't know.
I
I've
mean,
never really
Weed
paid
Sport's
attention
really
to the
nice.
lights, no.
Weed
It's a
Sport.
really
Never
nice
been like,
place.
oh, the lights are like this.
Well, I'm not driving.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be Weed Sport.
Yeah, Weed
I'm
Sport's
outside looking in. You know what I mean?
Weed Sport's one of the nicer tracks we
Well, and the
went
only
to up
reason
there.
it brought my attention because they were like really low lights. They're not like lights up.
They're like
here.
shining in your eye.
They're yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how does a driver not like see that?
No, we went to, where did we go? Utica Rome and then Outlaw.
Outlaw. I don't know. There was one they canceled, and it was probably a good thing.
Dude, New York tracks are tough. They're all tough.
Dude, they're shitholes.
they're
they're
jumpy,
slicker than this
and
concrete.
they're so slick.
That one was
Oh my
big and
God.
slick.
Yeah, that place is
Rico
huge.
lapped me, and then all of a sudden, my car got going.
Yeah.
I would get ready to pass Rico back after he lapped me.
Yeah, because you probably slowed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that
I'm
happen
like
to me a
sitting
lot.
right on Rico's bumper, like wanting to, like could have passed him, but I just didn't.
Yeah.
So listen, so
Yeah.
the
I've had
one
that
question I
happen to
was
me a
going to
couple times.
ask all three of you, because obviously I've never raced, but so we had the Elite 410 deal this last weekend down in Texas, and you had 360s out time in 410s. Now, what I feel like I know the answer to this, but if you guys were there in a 410 and if you watched it at all, like the tracks were like super greasy for qualifying, right? Like, is it a foot deal? Like, is it a pedal?
Probably a
Because
Davis.
with a 360, like obviously you can be in the throttle more because you don't have as much tire spin, right?
Probably Davis.
What?
Probably Davis.
Davis
that?
Technologies.
Yeah.
Oh,
TC.
Shannon Davis, you know.
yeah.
TC.
I'm really good buddies with him too.
Oh,
I've heard.
but what I'm saying is like
You ain't heard nothing about my name.
but what I'm saying is like you the throttle control to me should have been, because the guys that were there with 410s, like even in qualifying, they were still just like hammered down the whole time, right? Like just trying to like be faster. And you brought up being slower. Do you think if they would have just backed off and went slower, they would have outtimed the 360s?
Oh, probably.
Probably.
But I still think if you got a good 410 group there, they would have smoked.
it would have been a
I
different
agree.
story, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Whether
And
it
a
was
lot of it,
slick
too,
or dusty
I mean-
or slimy.
Canandaigua. Somebody said Canandaigua.
My dad. That's where he got his USAC smart car went out.
Yeah, Canandaigua's. Dude,
Yeah.
Canandaigua gets slick.
That's in New York too.
Was
Yeah.
it big? Is it
Dude.
big?
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
big.
big.
Yeah.
Isn't it a big block modified track?
Yeah.
Remember they used to run the Syracuse Mile too.
Did they use? So the Outlaws used to run the mile and then turn around and go run not Williams Grove.
Valley.
Hagerstown.
No, not Hagerstown.
Dude,
Maybe Rolling
Hagerstown's
Wheels
big.
in the same day.
Oh,
2 races in one day.
Yes.
Wow.
That used to happen a lot, honestly.
Dude,
You
Stevie-
imagine that? You tell them guys today they're going to do that, they'd be like,
Oh yeah.
I'd do it. I'm ready to
I
go.
can't
Stevie
do
said
that.
that they could not stop racing when Ted was doing it.
Yeah.
He said, "Dude, we raced."
Yeah,
we
because the
couldn't stop
promoters
thinking."
were making
Yeah.
freaking bank.
Yeah.
They were standing in line to have an outlaw race back in the day.
So back in, I think it was 05 or 06.
They were all packed.
When I was with Tony, we ran 95 races in that one year. And we were second for most races ran that year behind Fred Raymer, who left PA twice. But because he could race 4 nights a week in PA,
Yeah.
he raced like 105.
That's what makes some guys so good.
You know, now 100 races is nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could do that easily now, but like back then, like Dude, we were racing 3-4 times a week. I mean, just getting it.
I think Tony Stewart and them were they just had Wolfgang on, and he said like one of his biggest years was well over 130 or 140 races.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, on that.
And he said,
around the table deal or whatever.
Yeah, and they said, what'd he say? He goes, how many of those races do you remember? He goes, the 50-something that I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, are the ones I remember. He goes, he won like 70-something races that year.
That's crazy.
He goes, but the 50-something that I didn't win, those are the ones I remember. Like, that's crazy.
Hey, ain't that the truth, though?
Yeah.
Shay's like, how do you remember that race? I'm like, because it pisses me off still.
All right.
I'm playing simple.
lost.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'm going to ask all three of you this. What's the worst loss you feel like you've ever had?
Big Al was my crew chief. And it
Didn't
was...
set the bleeders right?
It was 2016 Louis Vermeil. I was leading, checked out by like 11 seconds. Yellow flag comes out. Big Al set the bleeder way too low.
I knew it was a bleeder.
Way to go, Al.
I'm rolling around like
Somebody's
this.
out there, he can't spin the tires up.
I'm rolling around like this. I'm getting yelled at by the race director for spinning my tires up. And then we go green. I go down to the corner like I want to go to the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't stick, and I shelf out, and then I get passed by Facino. And I mean, checked out at Calistoga.
I love Stoke. I'm glad he's coming back, by the way.
It's not gonna be like it was with what Avery was taking. Dude, Avery made that place
Dude,
a
Dave.
5-star
Oh,
place.
It was unreal when Dave had it.
Jen just said yours.
What?
Knoxville Nationals, you
You joint broke.
Oh man, I've had.
Which one?
I've had a lot.
Knoxville Nationals, you joint broke for Shane.
Yeah, and I was leading. Here's the thing, I wasn't leading, but I was winning the dash at the National Open with Bernie. I'd won the night before.
Yep.
And I legitimately felt, because I hated Williams Grove, freaking hated Williams Grove with a passion. And I legitimately felt like I told Bernie, I'm like, if we win Friday, we have a legitimate shot at winning on Saturday. And I broke a drive shaft in the dash, leading the dash. I was leading the dash, and it broke.
And starting the pull
Whether
there.
or not I would have won the main,
Yeah, but starting the pull there, you're done.
Huge.
You're good if you can hold your
Our
car.
car was so fast.
Bernie shit rolls
That
there.
hurts. That hurt me as much
Except
as
for
the
at
Knoxville
Lincoln
Nationals.
last Sunday, Parker Price was in the way. The law firm was in court on.
He didn't have any
Who
brakes,
said something
but-
about
did.
that too?
Last
On the
weekend.
show. I said, yeah, the law firm was in the way. He was in the courtroom.
I've had a few heartbreaks.
He
but-
found out that they had some brake issues.
Yeah,
Oh, they got Willwood. That's why. See, Smith Titanium, get your brakes today.
Sponsors.
Thank you.
Thanks today. Brinton, yours. What's your biggest heartbreak in racing?
It was like 15,000, 20,000 went on Atomic, and I blitzed the wall for 38 laps as hard as I could, and Cole Duncan passed me right through the fucking middle. Going about
With his wing back over.
with his wing back over the back of the
Solid
trailer,
there.
and I ran second. Yeah,
he is
Like-
so good there.
Like, Cole Duncan in Ohio on a slick track
at
at
Atomic.
Atomic.
at a
At Atomic.
Yeah, but he
He
rolls
is
pretty good at
money
like
at a
Eldora every
time.
once in a while,
He
too.
is. He
He
is. Yeah,
But
right
dude, I'm
circumstances.
wide open in the three, just bashing this thing off the fence. He's a right to the middle.
That is frustrating.
Dashing it into the fence or over the fence?
That was the time I was just into the fence.
To the
Right
right.
into there. To the right. No,
bro.
go in there. You were just there.
There's a urinal and a toilet.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I've
that
had plenty.
that sucked. There's a shower in there too.
It's California bathroom.
I wasn't winning. I wasn't leading, but Chico this last year pissed me off a little bit
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
because I'm not saying we were going to win, but
We were good.
I was just cruising. Like I
Dude,
was just
When
riding.
Snow gets back, we got to tell him our Friday night, Chico.
What was that?
We're like, we won, and then the
Oh,
next day
yeah.
we didn't unload the car until they're hot lapping.
Well, because we didn't have to race.
We were locked into
We
the
were
dash.
locked into the dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We unload
I
this
called my
dirty
car owner at 1 o'clock our time or 12 our time, which was 3 his time.
3
I
a.m.
said, hey, I hope you're not asleep, but this is worth it. He
Yeah.
said, oh, I can't sleep. I'm pumped up.
Yeah. But yeah, Saturday rolls around. We unload this car. We hand wipe it real quick. We push out for lock-in hot laps, and we're like 2 tenths quicker than everyone. We're all hungover.
Yeah.
I was,
Like,
I
we're
was
good.
feeling good.
I was hungover.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had a lot of really good runs at Chico with Paul, but never won the Gold Cup until LMR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that with who was wrenching on that thing? Was
Scotty.
Scotty? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like Scotty's one of the underrated
Scotty's good.
ones.
Scotty's good.
Like-
Scotty. He is like he deals well with me, like drivers like me and you.
Yeah.
Get out. Ah! He's like, okay, just calm down.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah. Like, why are you yelling? I don't know.
Because you looked at me that way.
Yeah. No. Scotty
Shut up,
is
Al.
definitely an underrated crew chief.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a conversation about drivers earlier today with Brandon Eikenberry, and we were talking about how when a driver comes off the track, like, you don't walk up to him immediately and start talking to him.
Some people do.
You
And
can.
it pisses
You
me
can't.
off.
You
Man,
can
you
to certain
can't.
drivers, but a lot you can't.
You can't do it to me.
You can't
No,
walk up
I
and
was
just
the same.
interject, right? Like,
You gotta
like,
let me cool off.
Let him get out, whether it's good or bad, right? Like, let him get out, let him go decipher what just happened for 25 laps, and then, hey, what'd you think? Because, like, we can sit here and say what we saw all we want, right? But, like, there might be something that happened while he was driving, or
I'm a big think about it. Like, I have to sit there and think. I can say all I want when I get out, but that's going to change for about 15 minutes after that, because I'm going to be like, well, okay, maybe that's why I did this, because I'm going to analyze my whole race.
Yeah.
And then I try to find videos if I can. Like, I'll go get on Flow and rewind and, like, watch it and be like, okay, well, that makes sense, or that's why I'm pit, you know? Yep. I'm bad at... When I ran the 49 car, I'd get ready to get out of the car, and VK, right here. I'm like, bro, let me get out of the car.
Yeah.
I don't like sitting in here anyway. Like, I'm already claustrophobic. Don't stand here on the Nerf bar and ask me how I felt.
Right.
You know? But,
I didn't get you quick enough to do that.
well, you had the quad bogged down.
Yeah, so,
That's awesome.
Big Al, what's your biggest heartbreak in racing?
racing with Tanner Thorson.
There you go.
I made you
nutshell.
look
If
good,
you
buddy.
could not hear that because I have a microphone. He said racing with Tanner.
I made him look good. He knows it.
Me and Tanner have a love-hate relationship.
Well,
He's hanging out at his shop, by the way.
yeah, he's here at our shop
He's been
every
here way
week.
too fucking
He ain't
long.
left. He's sat in that same freaking Harbor Freight chair.
Hold on, but a lot of people don't know that, like, he's a one-man band.
Who? Big Al? He basically is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I noticed that at Chili Bowl being with the Trifecta guys, and you were a couple spots over, and, like,
How about when I hot lap that thing, though?
how about when you won that thing at Port City?
What?
In the Trifecta car, not that car.
Oh, I was talking about his car.
Oh, that was the fastest it's ever been.
Yeah,
Thing was fast.
it was fast.
I told Kyle, I text Kyle, I said, bro, you could win in this thing. He
No
said, "You
excuses,
think?"
bro.
Yeah. He's sending me all these videos of flow and,
Yeah.
well, why is this car not wheeling? I said, well, I'm telling you, it's faster than my car right now. Like, plain and simple.
I would say there's like you're dealing with Kyle. Like Kyle is like that. Like he's hands on. He's like
Yeah.
wanting to win, and no matter what he gets in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, he definitely won.
And he's obviously learning this side of it,
right.
which has been probably pretty tough on him.
Yeah. I mean, it is. He lets me do what I
Yeah.
want, but we talk about it. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good. I mean,
You can tell us the truth. He's not watching. He's not going to watch some
I feel,
measly
oh,
show
you
like
made
this.
it.
Yeah,
I wish he would
you
watch.
would be amazed. I
I
would
wish
guarantee
he'd
you'd
be
be
on
amazed.
here.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey,
I'd love to have him on the
I
show.
shared it. So
Love to
Kyle,
see Kyle Busch on bench racing.
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
but Kyle's one of those guys, too, that he's an asshole, right? But, dude, that dude's a good dude.
Okay, so-
And he understands how
Yeah.
things work.
Dude, he's a good dude.
So I did have a small experience with Kyle. He was pitted, or Brexton was pitted with Brandon Anderson one year. It was before you, and Kyle was running for Joe B, I think at the time.
with Joby, that's when.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah,
met him.
and he started driving for Joe B because he was there with Brexton, right?
Right.
Anyway, Brexton's car was over there where we were at, and my brother was there. My brother actually had his CS9 Micro there that he flipped. Because anyway, and I actually gained a lot of respect for Kyle during that moment and that week because he'd be over there in his fire suit, like making sure that Brexton's car was ready to go, and like there was like the throttle wasn't opening all the way or something, some bullshit like that. And so like he's like down on his knees, like pull the throttle, looking at it and opening it up. So I gained
Kyle?
Kyle was, yeah. Like
He's
dude,
clicked on.
yeah, dude, I was
Obviously.
I gained a lot of respect for him in that moment, and then when I raced with Ryder McCutcheon for that year in the micro deal, and we raced against Kyle quite a bit, like at Sweet Springs or whenever he'd be around, and man, like he's just another guy that wants to race and do good and work on his stuff. I mean, and we people on Sunday don't see that.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't.
No.
So.
Well, and when you got to deal with the shit he has to deal with, dude,
I wouldn't want to.
at the NASCAR tracks, there's a reason why Kyle and Bell and him now they like to get out and go race dirt.
Yeah.
There's a reason, you know.
I'm supposed to ask Tanner
Great.
who his new crew guy is related to, and if they've been hazing him to prep for being on tour.
Who said that, Brinton?
Yeah.
Jesse Hockett,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hockett Nation, baby.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Have you been on the road before?
No, sir.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's gonna get a working.
Yep.
Dude, I love
Yep.
You are in for a treat.
Jason's, yep.
I got to
You'll have a great
experience-
time, and you're going to have some times you'll be like, oh, my God. What
So I
the
told
heck
him
did
it
I do
ain't
to
always
myself?
fun.
Fuck Tanner Thorson.
Yeah.
Well, you can say that all you want, but guess what? You be showing up at the next track.
Yeah.
Maybe.
One, not his worst loss, but he doesn't like to say about his wins that the Gold Crown. How many wins we haven't lost?
I lost last time I went back there.
Not with me.
I was in Drome's car.
Oh, Jerome.
Rodella's car.
Yeah.
No,
Man, you clicked
We-
off some wins at the end of the year last year, though, did you?
Bakersfield,
Yeah.
Oildale,
In Rodella's car, right?
4 coil, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I've been doing the 4 coil for a while now.
No, I know you have. You did it that night. I want to say it was that night I came
Yeah.
out to you. You were on full coil.
We won 5. So Keith went out. This is a little backtrack here. Keith was always the crew chief, right? At K-Cam. I mean, it's his team. We only had 3 cars. Well, we started getting more and more cars, and then Keith took Rico out to Calistoga for the Louis. Well, we had the Gold Crown that was going on the same weekend. And Big Al, next thing I know, Big Al's my crew chief. And I'm like, fuck, this guy.
Can't set a bleeder.
Hey, no, he didn't set my bleeders at this point. I don't even know what he did. I don't remember, honestly.
This is awesome.
What did you do up until that point?
He just look good.
Not shit.
No, I don't.
You said he bogged the
Well,
quad down.
you got to remember, you weren't working there that long.
Well, that was back on the 3rd time there, though.
Well, I know, but you weren't there that long
No,
up
no.
until this point.
Right.
Well, he sets me, Al, and what, Connor? Or who? I don't know. He sets us out on the road.
Well, Pete was there, but yeah.
And Pete was truck driving. And
Pete doesn't know nothing.
Pete knows how to set air pressure and
Yeah.
smoke us and change smoke.
Yeah.
I love Pete to death, but Pete ain't setting up a race car.
No.
He's writing the checks and driving the truck. But we go out there and we're okay to start the night, and then all of a sudden, dude, we wax their ass in the main event. Next night, wax their ass in the main, so that we're 2 for 2. The following year, we go back and we won all 3 nights again at the Gold Crown, swept it, and so now that's his favorite race.
Yeah.
Not a favorite one, but it's a pretty good one.
What's your
Hell
favorite win,
yeah.
Big Al?
I don't know.
The last one?
I mean, every win's special.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's cool. You know, I just like to, with him just, coming up, with him being young and what was cool is, I mean, yeah, Keith did everything when I got, he was doing it, and then all of a sudden, we talked, and it's like, all right, you're going to take these cars, I'm going to take these.
Well, Keith was over me bitching is why. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Well, all of our cars were set up the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. Like,
It is.
it's hard to compete.
Every driver's different.
If Bell, every driver's different, but if I'm racing Bell and Rico, and they're better than me,
Right.
and I have the same car, but they're better than me, I'm never going to have an advantage.
And it's funny you say that. So when I ran Keith's car at the Chili Bowl, I come in and
Chili Bowl.
he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
I know, I was there.
You're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
and he's like, "You gotta gas this thing," and I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna freaking flip over, and so right, like Keith does every car the same. I'm just like, I can't drive a midget like Rigo. I can't. It's just
Have you ever
not
seen
in me.
Shane's
I don't.
Qualifying?
It's the only
yeah.
time in my whole
I was
career
there.
I had somebody tell me I needed to go faster.
No, so Keith always did, even up and after he put Al on my car, Keith always did Belleville and Chili Bowl. Okay, well, we go to Chili Bowl the following year, and this 2016, he's supposed to be doing my car after we just won 8 races at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
What did he
we're racing, and it's
I didn't even see that.
Keith's doing them all, and I'm struggling, dude. I'm like, this car feels like not very good, you know. And I said, Keith, or I'm in the back talking to him. I'm like, get over there and tell him what to do.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to get in
But
trouble.
You can't.
No.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was like, can we just do what like we did at the end of the year? And dude, he just let Al go. We started, I think, pull the D main on the final night and ran 4th in the main. And like, then he did my car the next year, and it was good. But
Now, we've had that conversation numerous times. Like, not every driver's the same. There's not one setup that's secure for everything. I mean, it's just
But
gotta
you guys
adapt,
know
like-
when they get that many cars, and like it's just easy to do it that way, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you just do one thing and then.
It's production based
Yeah.
at that point.
But golly, for a guy that sucks in a midget, that was tough on me.
For the most part, we're the same. But I mean, the shock settings were a little different here and there and stuff. And I did little tweaks.
And I truly think that the shocks are really the game changer because, like you brought it up earlier, like everybody can buy the same bars, everybody can have the same tires, and like you're doing something different. Like I think shocks are actually where the game changing is.
I feel like a lot of my wins in a midget have come from knowing my shocks.
100%.
Dude, I adjust my shocks while I'm racing.
Yeah.
Like, that I just do. Like, my car's going away, I start turning knobs and try to get it better. If I don't, I go the other way, whatever.
Yeah.
And
No, 100%.
like, that's one thing I'm excited with. At least having one knob in this thing this year is like,
Right.
if you understand your stuff, like, it
So
can
what
be
corner
game
is it going
changer.
on?
I'd say
Can you say?
I'm right rear as of right now.
Right rear. Yeah.
Shock, right rear shock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it can't be.
Yeah.
Remember Terry's right rear torsion stop?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
jacker, you
Yeah.
can do that, but I had one on at Salina, blew a hole right. It blew the line out on my weight jacker.
Oh wow.
There's so much load on the left rear corner.
Yeah.
Really?
I believe
Yeah.
it.
First lap, so we're going out. We're getting ready to go out for the next session. Stevie's there, and we're kind of. Stevie is the king at test days. Like that's what him and his dad used to do. They used to go to Lincoln
Yeah.
and go from sun up to sundown.
Right.
And Stevie wouldn't get out of the car. So when he comes, we do kind of what he wants, like, and it's one thing at a time, and it's a big swing. So So we take a decent swing, and I come out, and this thing's tighter than shit. About to plug the fence. I almost did, actually. And so he's like, hey, go back, do this, and see if it changes. Well, I'm like, I have my hands on the side of the seat sitting here waiting, and I'm like, what the hell? There's oil everywhere, all over me. And I'm like, what the hell? And like, we're looking at the master cylinder. I'm like, this ain't brake fluid.
right.
Like, this is oil. Sure shit, dude, just blew a hole right out of my weight jacker. There's that much load.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
We got a question from somebody. Do coil cars coil bind? And this is from a guy that used to race pavement late models.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want them to.
There you go.
If you want them to coil bind, they coil. I just showed Shane a video of a corner coil binding. I'm not telling you what corner, but a corner coil binding.
Coil.
GoPro.
Talk about that afterwards.
Yeah, the GoPro.
After dark.
We had a
Yeah,
GoPro
after
on at
hours.
Salina, and we're every bit of coil binding 3 of the 4 corners. So,
Lumber Lounge After Dark, sponsored by Simple Green.
Bro.
Fucking
wow.
TJ.
Get hired last week, and he's breaking bottles.
Fucking TJ's drunk over here dropping.
go. Here we go.
Me
Man.
and I's first race was with Bernie together.
That's right.
Oh, you raced with Big Al too?
I did.
You raced with this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He
Yeah.
didn't know what he was getting into.
I forgot about that actually, Al.
Yeah.
My first
Where was
encounter
that
with
at?
Big Al was with Bernie too.
I don't remember.
Up right on the border of
Illinois?
Illinois and Indiana.
Indiana?
Juliet.
No.
No.
That's a small
Quincy?
track.
Not Quincy.
Small track. No, it's
Brownstown?
Did we run second?
74?
We didn't win.
No, we didn't win.
Those bleeders.
Leaders. Was it a wing car like Bernie's
Yeah,
410 stuff?
Yeah, it was a wing car. They wouldn't have taken me there non-wing.
No, hell no.
I'd ended
we
up in the
Remember-
parking lot.
Okay, so
Hey, let's talk about Shane's non-wing experience.
Okay.
I would have ended up
Let me
in
tell you
some
the
guy's
best
pickup
story.
bed.
The best story about Shane's non-wing existence. So me and Shane have friends that know nothing about racing. Okay, and it's New Year's Eve. I get done at the shootout. I head straight over there because my wife's over there. Base Flug's there. We're all hanging out, and everybody's asking, "Oh, this, and this, right?" So Chad just, ask Shane about his non-wing deal. And they're like, "What do you mean?"
What's a non-wing?
Yeah,
what
what's
are
a
you talking
non-wing?
about?
Like these people, like they had no idea about racing. Like,
no
Um,
clue.
and some of them have been to port, but they don't understand what Shane did, right? And so,
You race a dune buggy?
like I pull it up, and it took forever to find this time. I don't know why.
Yeah, because I fucking hit it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we found it, and we watch it, and like all his neighbors went, "Oh my god!
Yeah.
How are you still alive?"
That was a big one.
Lawrenceburg.
Dude, I had just gotten there.
You just got
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
all pumped up to see this.
You know what makes me more mad than anything is if I would just
Burped
relax
it a little bit.
and I would have raced just fine.
Yeah.
I would have
yeah.
raced just fine.
Dude, you went into 3 like you started your wing on.
But here's
Yeah,
the thing.
no,
Hold on,
exactly.
here's the
No,
thing.
totally.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Going back to
I hauled ass in
lineage,
there like I had my wing.
Yeah.
the reason that Jesse Hockett was so good in a non-wing car is because he drove it in way deeper than everybody else because
Yeah,
he had
well,
a
not
wing.
that deep.
He thought he had a wing.
Not that deep.
Hey,
If I would have went through that corner, I would have been quick time by a
New track
second
record.
and a half.
no one told him that night he wasn't driving hard enough.
Yeah,
No.
that is true. Yeah,
Best
we,
part was is Justin was like, what's worse that can happen?
yeah, figured that out.
Your car comes back on a flatbed.
Yeah,
I was actually home. I was in my driveway before the A main was done. I was so
Didn't you
mad.
win the Outlaw Show the night before that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was.
That car won
Way
the
to be
King's
a-
Royal.
Yeah.
It was such a good car,
Would
and
be
I
like
smoked
just
it.
a
Just destroyed
killer,
it.
favorite win.
like of all time, or like. Well, I got 2.
Fair. Top five favorite.
No,
wins. How
I
about that?
I can't name 5. I'll
Okay,
be
just
sitting here forever.
do your 2.
Chili Bowl and prelim night Gold Cup.
Fair. Favorite win.
Winning the Leffler with Tanner, that was cool. With Jerome, that was cool. That was fun. That was like one of the first nights on the cool car, I think. I'd say that.
Favorite win.
Mine?
Yeah.
King's Royal, baby.
Probably
Gotta be
King's
King's
Royal.
Royal, yeah.
I had a lot of good wins,
Al?
but
Shit. I don't know.
see, he's like me. He's
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta be Chili Bowl. You can't beat
That's
Chili
probably-
Bowl, bro.
I kind of don't even know where it's at. Probably my first win as basically crew chief.
To be gold crown with.
so 1975.
Nah.
Ascot.
Ellis, yeah,
Curtis showed up in
Manzanita.
the
Yeah.
Curtis Volkswagen.
So you're from Phoenix?
No, I'm from California.
Oh, okay.
He's from Bato country, man.
Where at?
I'm from Torrance, California.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Torrance. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually just had a conversation about Torrance today.
I didn't know that, Al.
Yeah.
Gangster.
You are a gangster.
You know,
Oh
all
yeah.
that
You see how the way he walks?
with
Yeah.
Ryan and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but-
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He Al's won a lot of races.
I think my favorite win was passing Gary Lee Meyer at Dodge City on the last lap to win.
That'd been a good one.
What gear did you run there?
Yeah, we go there this year.
Oh, dude, that was a 360.
That's all right. We know how to do the conversion. I'll be
It
surprised.
had to been like a
360 at
Dodge, like a 630,
yeah, probably
640.
something like that.
What's that place like?
Dodge.
What is it?
Bank. If it's good,
you
it's
gotta
good.
you got to keep your
Yeah.
car pretty free because it's like just you're turning the whole
The
time.
place is fast, though,
Really?
right?
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fast. It's high banked.
But normally, if it's like super windy and like
if the
I
track,
don't
like
know,
two falls
Yeah.
off really
Middle
bad.
of nowhere, right?
All
yeah,
the time.
middle of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Two falls off really bad. Three
Well,
and four
not really.
always
It's right.
falls moisture.
It's not too far out of town. Like it's right in
If
town.
you can
actually.
enter high in one
Super
and come
nice
across
place.
the bottom of two, you're good.
Yeah. It shelves off a little bit off of 4, and actually off of 2 too.
Actually, I will take. I'll say that like that was one of my favorite wins. But my second favorite win was coming from ninth at Port City and winning with Ryder McCutcheon.
He dumped you at Belle Claire when he was like 14.
I don't remember that.
Zeb. Yeah, that's what he
hey,
commented.
speaking of Zeb, what? Did you
don't
find
remember
a
that.
ride this year?
Ask him. Zeb, have you found a ride this year?
Hey,
ain't
no,
gonna
ask
post
him,
it.
Big Guy wants to know
Is he watching?
if
Yeah,
learned how
he
to
just commented.
play ping pong.
Who did?
Dude,
Zeb,
Oh, ask Tanner. Oh,
this guy can play some ping pong right here.
can you, Al?
Al.
I'll give you a run for about the money.
oh, here we go.
Hey,
We need
you
a
want to
ping
know who
pong
will give
table?
you a
Yeah.
run for your
That's
money?
the next live
My
show.
wife. My wife will school your ass up.
Yeah.
Down.
Shaylee
She's
beat
like
everyone.
D1 tennis.
Yeah, she'll beat everyone.
Grew up.
Yeah.
So did she.
Zeb said free agent.
So, KT?
Okay, that's fair. Hey, fair.
Well, guess what? I'm going to bring the ping pong table over tomorrow, and you're going to get your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you.
Because the blonde girl's gonna.
Logic.
Oh,
She's really good. She's badass.
so
at ping pong.
KT's badass at ping pong, and she made him cry. He actually broke.
No,
the
he
paddle.
actually broke 2 paddles.
Yeah,
Zeb wants to get the ping pong table up.
I'm bringing it tomorrow. If it
Come
doesn't
on.
fly out.
We're arrayed out somewhere, and there was a ping pong table, and I just smoked his ass.
Did you
That's
really?
funny.
Dude.
Oh, we got a bunch of text messages. Did we get questions and text messages?
Yeah, Shaylee's good at tennis. We were.
She should've-
Jen was talking to her about where to go with Nixon.
Is she playing?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's way better at gymnastics than she is tennis, but she is playing. She's good at gymnastics. Yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't do that no more, does she?
No, she's out of
She get back into it?
She's free soloing. She's just going with whatever.
There you go.
Hey,
She's at that age.
I'm telling you, kids, you don't like. They're weird. They're weird.
Dude, your little boy, I'm walking up to the track the other day, and he comes blowing, running up to the racetrack. Well, a car's getting on the track. I said, hey, where are you going? I'm going to my dad.
Did you stop him?
Well, he's like, he like kind of went up and he stopped. I said, hey, they're going on the track,
Oh.
and he took off back.
Zeb said he can confirm from experience Al is amazing at ping pong. Just can't catch you if you piss him off.
That is true. Hey, you want to talk about a funny story about this guy catching somebody? It wasn't even a catch. So Carson Macedo and Ryan Robinson thought they could whoop his ass. 2-on-1. They got him. They started grabbing by the neck. Well, Al fell down on them. Like, he just went for it and, like, body slammed them and crushed both of them. Dude, this is at Keith's shop. And they're like, dude, Carson's like, broke my ribs. Bluey's like, my shoulder.
He's good at breaking things.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what they get. Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
They stopped.
And they quit
Yeah, I
messing with
guarantee
them.
they did.
I bet they did.
Oh man, that's funny.
Man, I can't wait for this ping pong battle tomorrow. This guy's going to be crying.
Okay, next time somebody, you know, we all have neighborhood Facebook pages. Next time somebody throws up a ping pong table in there, I'm getting it. We're bringing it down here.
I have one.
Oh, you have one?
Well, Shay does, yeah.
So we gotta bring it down
Her
here.
mom does. Well, it's actually her dad's.
Shay, bring it on. Bring it on, Shay.
This poor guy. I feel bad for him.
Oh no.
Hey, I played a lot of ping
I'm
pong
thinking
in
you
junior
should video
college.
this because I can't be here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I
that's Rucker shit.
missed a lot of class on that deal.
What, ping pong?
Yeah, in
Are
junior
you good?
college. Huh?
You good?
I was decent. Man, we had this Chinese guy that we used to play. He had a square
Have
paddle.
you seen them?
Bro,
This guy's
this is junior
super
college,
quick.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know why he was there, right? Like, Chinese people should not be in junior college. Like, they're super smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's there with a square paddle, holding it upside down, and he's just like doing these like, and I'm like, shit, I'm this fucking geometry.
That's awesome. It's all about the square paddle.
Yeah.
All right, so you know that like a good paddle like has the two sides are different.
Right.
One's
Right?
contoured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know they do that shit in fucking cornhole now. Like one side's slippery and one side's tacky.
Has a grip.
On the bag?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
they do?
Yeah. Dude, they now you can go to college for cornhole.
Yeah, I know.
That's wild.
My car,
insane.
Rod's gonna
Dude,
be like,
there's
"Hey,
something
what do you
wrong with
guys
the
do
world when
today?"
you go to get a scholarship for cornhole.
Yeah, dude, it's legit. Like
Oh, I know.
on TV,
Oh, dude,
I watch on ESPN.
Yeah.
25,000.
but we can't get sprint cars on there.
No.
Right? That okay.
Pisses me off.
Don't even get me started.
Or we're watching Mazda racing on TV. Oh my gosh.
You got bag boards? Yeah. Cornhole boards?
The
No.
worst thing about
Tomorrow. I don't know if anybody's asking here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll give you rough your money on that.
the worst thing about
I was in
sprint
college for 7
cars
years.
on
Fine.
Yeah, got you beat already. You lose. I'm not a doctor either.
yeah.
Yeah, I went to a Christian university. We didn't drink or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, right. Probably the biggest drinkers.
Friends
I
University of
guarantee it.
Central Kansas, FUCK.
You always
baby.
heard about
Did
the
you?
preacher's daughter.
Really?
It's always the preacher's daughter, Shane.
Always.
Always.
You know the worst thing about sprint cars on TV? Just doesn't show
cameraman
right way.
can't
It
follow
just
Doesn't do
doesn't
it justice.
show
Yeah.
the
Can't-
right way.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't do justice. And like, okay, so the other night I'm watching the Silver Cup.
And it's dirty. That's the worst part. It's dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Silver Cup the other night. Great race. Except the camera was worried about the guys that were two-wheeling it and 3 and 4 instead of the leaders that are
Battling.
running. Yeah, I'm like,
That's 90% of the filmers.
Oh no, that's our problem at Ford too. Like I mean,
I'll get up there and film. I'm
Speaking
coming
of-
this week.
speaking of Silver Cup, that was like Chico of old.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, it
that's
has
like
been
18,
that way.
18 inches
Last
stagger.
year, it was the same.
Loved
Super
it.
sticky,
Yeah.
Loved
rougher and crap.
Lowell,
I put a
Lowell
comment on-
passed away, so these
Yeah.
guys are trying to figure out how to run this place, and they don't know how yet.
No, they don't. But it's
I
made
think-
some great races.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I remember I first turned it on and I'm like, damn, they got that grass looking good in there.
It's
That
super
grass
green.
looking shiny.
Brad spent some money on some,
on some manure.
something.
Some manure to get in there. That's like, so we went to Riverside. What was that?
West Memphis?
Yeah, West
last year.
Memphis. Dude, it's pumping up water as we're racing.
Cheap footholds.
Yeah.
Dude, it was one of the best races all year.
Place
I
is
know it
badass.
was. Once it got the
Yeah.
slime off,
Yeah.
our track is the same.
Yeah.
If we if
If
the
Tim don't have an open track by
well,
himself, oh
no,
my
this
gosh.
was even before 10. If we have,
Remember that?
I can,
Yeah,
you
fuck.
can put money on my track. If we have deep sheep footholes
Let's go this week.
and they're full of water, it'll pump water the whole night.
We doing it this week?
Well, it won't be hot, so it won't be hard to do. We could overwater like that if we
Yeah, it'd
wanted
be too
to.
easy to get it too
Hey,
heavy.
so
In the middle of August and our sheep footholes are full, dude, it's money.
Yeah.
So speaking of your racetrack, I'm one person I'm pumped up to see race, Scott.
Huh? I
Sawyer.
think he'll be good.
Dude, he was throttling that thing this weekend.
Oh,
This last
practice?
week. Yeah.
He's a good micro racer.
Connor Lee's standing right here. He said, "Well, shit, maybe Scott still can race
Sawyer's racing?
Yeah,
for Jason."
What?
and it's legit stuff.
Dude,
like
Scott's
it's
always been a stud, though.
no,
dude.
he's always been really good.
And no disrespect to, I don't want to get Scott in trouble, but that dude has not had a hitter in a outlaw wing car
No.
in his
Yeah.
entire life compared to what they have now.
Yeah.
When I ran Scott's car, and he retired me from micro racing because I got so pissed off. This thing, I feel like I'm in an outlaw car. I'm coming out the corner, like trying to clutch this thing to get going, you know. But now, like just seeing, like watching a motor and watching a car, and just like, dude, he's good. Like he's good.
He is good. Yeah.
So
Especially at Port.
he's supposed to be running my midget at BC 39.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see. See if it actually happens.
I think he's
He's like, just don't let it bike up. I'm like, bro, that's you. Like Lee always
got
used to
these
tell
two.
me,
Yeah.
I got one shot and you got 30 laps. Figure it out.
yeah. Hey, I always said, give me a third place car. If
Yeah.
you give me a third place car, then we're gonna have a legitimate shot
Yeah.
at winning.
Just drive it.
Oh
You don't
gosh.
need to give me a first place car. Just
Somebody
give me a
said,
third
watch
place.
out for Scott if he pulls the spring out for the left rear.
Who
Who said that?
Kevin Battles.
Battles?
I don't.
Hey, Scott ain't pulling nothing out. Scott needs to worry about pulling himself out of the race car
He'll be winded.
because he was winded after 8 laps of practice the other day.
I'm surprised he's still fitting his suit.
Oh, he had to get a new one, and then we got him a new helmet too. He got a nice new Arai.
Nice.
So. But hey, he
I like the plugs.
the Rye. Oh yeah, Rye.
They're the
Dude,
best
Rye's
helmets.
best helmet in the business.
We had that conversation.
I've been running them since 2012. Rico gave me my very first one.
Yeah.
It was used. He gave it to me.
Dude, they're
I've
so
never
good.
used one since.
Yeah.
Anything else.
Super good helmet.
But
Really nice
Scott,
helmet.
Nicky walks in to the shop the other day and he's pouring his liquid IV or whatever in this water bottle. She said, "What are you doing?" "Fucking getting ready for racing or something, something like that. And she's like, "Well, that would be like maybe like go to the gym or something."
He's get the label maker out.
Yeah.
Liquid IV.
Oh yeah.
Man, you talk about a guy that's been around for so long.
And he knows micros.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Man, he just...
He's won a lot of big races.
he just knows.
I think he's getting ready for that's his deal. Like he's getting ready for them big races this year,
Yeah.
dude.
There's a lot of money out there.
I cannot believe that Brian Carber, how much money he made one year.
Yeah.
More than any
last
sprint car
year-
driver.
Last year was
Snyder.
Snyder.
That too.
Snyder
Same deal.
won every 10,000 to win race.
More than most sprint car drivers.
Over 100 grand.
But I just can't do myself to want to race some things that much.
Nah,
Yeah.
I mean, they all have regular jobs, though.
Yeah.
Like, they still can't make a living doing that.
Right.
Yeah, and Snyder does it because he gets free rides. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, dude. He might not have been able to drive a Keith Coons midget, but that dude was gasses the shit out of a micro.
No, he's a good racer.
Yeah, but dude, that thing goes around the
the old
racetrack.
hyper hop.
He was
Dude,
going to win the
hypercars are
shootout.
so fast.
Yeah.
He was going to win the shootout. I don't think he knew how fast he was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
had
he
the
did
fence.
not. He did not. I told my brother. I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, he is going way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't know.
No, he did not know.
What size wheels do them things run on the right rear?
10s.
13
13s.
wide?
Yeah.
13 wide? So that thing was a 10.
Shit.
10 in 2 laps. Well, no wonder why them things are so
I
tight.
said the exact same thing to my brother. I'm like, he has no idea how fast he's going.
Yeah.
And then when he started going up on the wall, I'm like, he's done.
Yeah.
He ain't Larson.
No.
Yeah.
Do you ever drive a micro?
I think I tested one when I was like 15. That was like 2 laps. Hopped in a buddy's.
He ran an outlaw kart too.
I tried.
I raced a micro once.
Dude, the outlaw carts are freaking hard.
I spun out twice.
Dude, I tested a midget last year.
It was a mechanics race.
Dude, I tested a midget last year. I think it'd be getting a midget. But I might end up in the hospital. I had this thing
I had to
fucking
go
twisted
tell
up.
the officials to throw
Yeah,
yellow.
Throw yellow. So I was going too fast.
Bro. So I said, hey, Brinton.
Where were you?
We're at
Creek.
Creek.
Yeah, I'm
So we get this
flogging
car.
this
You know
thing.
that Freewald? Chad Freewald? The 4 car?
Yeah.
So we got a buddy that his kid was coming up. The kid with the Carter with the outlaw carts that was wanting to come test out at your track with the go-kart. So he wants to get a midget. So he's buddies with Freewald, whatever. They go get this car. They drive it down here one day. We're going. We didn't even look at the bars in this thing.
This
We
thing's
didn't
a
do
low-key
nothing.
shit box.
So I said, hey, Brenton, fire this thing off. Make sure the throttle don't stick. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, he can fire a car off. I don't want to need this kid firing it off and ended up on the over the backstretch of Creek,
Right.
And so
On
he
the
goes
railroad
out there. I
tracks.
said, just turn a couple laps, just get on it, make sure it don't fall on his face, whatever. This guy, I mean, backs this thing in
Badass.
like Robert Blue.
Yeah.
I have a picture. I videoed it because I said, there's no way he's just going to cruise. And in this fucking video, this guy backs it in, and he's coming off the corner on one wheel. I ran down the bleach. You know those tall-ass bleachers at Creek? I ran down, I went to the thing, I said, hey, throw it up. I said, pull him in. So we get this thing in, and we go look over the bars. 750, 825 reverse in this thing.
With
And
like a
we're-
78 casing lefter.
Yeah,
like
and this
4
thing's
inches
just
staggered.
tighter than
This-
shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so long
think-
story short, we tried to get him in Kevin's
Kevin Ramey.
Ramey's midget.
It was
Chili Bowl,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Didn't work
he
out.
backed out.
But hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Maybe Port City Power Ice Show.
Yeah, big
The
out.
midgets are there a lot.
Yeah.
I just practiced it.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
When's your first midget race?
Turnpike.
When?
Couple weeks.
19th, 20th, 21st.
I'll be
Oh,
gone.
yeah, you guys are probably gone.
So, 20th, 21st, 22nd.
Yeah. I want to race.
Yeah.
First race for Port City is this weekend. It's the is it the
Milestone
Outlaw National?
I'm gonna have my Sawyer 29 jersey on.
Brought to you by
Yeah.
T2
Scraping mud.
Promotions.
Who?
Yep.
T2 Promotions.
Yep.
Who's
Who
that?
is a
Is that
sponsor?
Talent?
That's
It's
Talent.
a sponsor of our show.
Yeah.
So shout out to Talon.
Will Bob's turn 5 be active?
It will
It
be.
will be.
I'll
of
be
course
there.
It's going to be active.
Yep. I'll be at.
I'll be
The
there.
heaters will be blazing.
I'll
Is
be.
it going to be cold?
It's going to be cold.
Are you shitting me?
Bring your
Of course,
parkas.
we had nice weather last
I'm
Oh,
going
man.
week.
I'm going to
I mean,
the-
I mean, I think
it's going to be 60s, but at night it'll be like low 40s.
40s.
I'm going to the OCR.
No, it's not
race
going to
this
be
weekend.
like
it'll
ridiculously
still be
cold.
short weather.
What's that 2-barrel?
For you.
Yeah.
Is that the 2-barrel 360?
Yeah, Garth Kasner. I'm gonna go help him.
Those are the old John Deere looking cars, huh?
Yeah, him and
They
his
still
dad.
they in X9s. They're diehard X9
It's-
guys.
So I went. Me and Janky went down there, and just went over their car, and it is
They're-
CS9 number 5
They're good people. They
Is
just
it a
don't
down
know.
tube car or mid rail?
mid rail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Jeez.
mid-rail.
It is number 5. Supposedly they've had it forever. He raced it once
have
at the
to.
end of last
Yeah.
year, and I don't know. They said I seen a picture of it, and I thought I was like, yeah, you didn't look that fast. But, we're gonna make it.
So it's an
we're gonna make it
OG
faster.
CS9.
It's an OG.
Someone commented, will a bar fight break out? Is that because we
Never
get
mind.
we get
Hey,
bar
it might.
fights?
I mean,
It
I did.
better
I
not.
tried. I did. Yeah, I
Hey.
tried.
I don't do well with bar fights.
Let me ask you something, Shane.
Yeah.
Is the cop there? He ain't a real cop.
The
The
Larry?
police guy?
Yeah, he's
a real
got.
Is he?
He's got a gun on him. He can't.
Why?
He's
I
the
carry
same
a
cop.
Just
gun
be a
too.
civilian.
No.
He's the
No,
same
but
cop
he's got a
from
badge and
Thursday
everything.
night.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
He's a real
same
cop.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a real
no,
cop.
he's a real cop.
What happened Thursday night?
At Chili Bowl.
Oh, I seen him walking
the
around
after
there.
party?
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah,
legit.
he's the same cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone told me he wasn't a cop, and he was
he's
like
a-
a rental cop, and I was
No.
like, I don't know,
No.
because he's got all the stuff.
Jen said
Yeah.
he is. Yeah, he's a real cop.
He's got
So-
taser and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so
And he's
He was pouring the water on the.
he's actually
Yeah, he was up on stage,
yeah.
people were thirsty.
I saw him there.
Yeah, yeah.
People were really thirsty on
surprised
Thursday
he-
night at the Chili Bowl, and he was pouring water.
Did you see that, Brent?
He was.
Dude,
Yeah.
he was pouring
He was a
water
The
on
cop
the
was?
girls.
He was the one doing it? That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Good for him.
He's
Brinton was busy.
he's like part of the family now at Port.
Daryl,
Like
dude.
he's been there
God, he's
long
so
enough.
cool.
He got mad at me. I went up to the track under yellow, and he's like grabbed my shoulder and ripped me back. I was like, "You can ask me. I mean, I'll listen usually."
But listen, you got to understand like all the other nonsense that he's dealt with leading up to all that, right? Like,
yeah.
that's the problem with. Like, hang on a minute. You don't.
Where's he a cop at?
Your wife's still watching.
Is she, yeah. Well, it's not too late.
All of our wives are watching.
It's just
My
in.
wife ain't.
It's just
Mine
in.
is.
My wife ain't.
By the
wife's
track,
sitting there
like
with
My
Rogers
wife
County.
texted me. She goes, "Are you
Where?
still live?"
Like Rogers County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. My wife don't watch what I do.
My wife's watching because this is the only time she has away from the baby because the baby has been on the limiter here the last like
chip.
3 days.
Right,
Well, her
right.
teeth's coming, one tooth's coming in, and she is
Whiskey.
on the
Whiskey.
chip. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Just
Old school remedy.
you got the frozen.
Yeah, she hates it though. She won't
she
even
does?
put it in her
Oh,
mouth.
too
She
cold.
throws it.
Yeah. Dude,
She's
our
getting an
kids-
attitude like.
They
And
love
Dude,
on
it
them
only gets
suckers.
worse. Yeah, my 6-year-old going on 7 is just like my wife. Yeah, doesn't listen, doesn't make a sandwich. I mean,
Doesn't make a sandwich. Oh,
Wait.
My wife makes sandwich, so poor guy.
Just wait.
She made me dinner tonight.
my wife's Italian. She makes me pasta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife
Shit, we could have
makes me a lot of
had some kind
pastas
of
too.
stove here and stuff like that, and I could have made tacos.
No, we should have brought the hasty bake out. I got a brand new one sitting there that I need to get.
Bro, we need to invite Zach next time.
We do.
How long you gonna be gone?
Month. We can do
So
it the
say
following
when
month.
you get back, we'll do a recap.
We have all
Yeah.
April.
Yeah,
We
because
have-
we'll have a lot to talk about.
we have 2 weeks off in April.
Yeah, there you
So-
go.
Let's do that. Yeah.
We'll come back.
We'll have Zach come out.
Yeah.
He'd probably bring he'd probably bring the
Dude,
trailer.
I'm
Not
telling you
gonna
right
lie,
now,
this
his
is the
brisket
longest- this is the
money.
longest
His brisket is
we've ever
money.
been live.
Really? How long have we been live? Almost 2 hours?
2 hours.
Fuck.
Yeah.
My wife's like, "You ain't gonna get home till midnight." Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, it's only 10 o'clock.
That's all right.
It feels late.
Yeah. What else you got?
Okay, so
Outlaw race
I
is
got one more
over.
thing. Tregario. Mike Tregario Jr. He just passed away in California.
Larry.
Larry Tregario.
Who's that?
He was a crew chief.
He was a good one.
So if my memory serves me correctly, he was Josh Wise's crew chief.
He might have been.
A little bit.
USAC stuff, right?
A little bit.
He won a lot of races with Lewis.
Yes.
Yes. So we were at McCool Junction, Nebraska, and Josh Wise was driving for him, and it was during that Speed Week deal. And I had this is when I was helping the Eubanks with the Telstar cars, and Josh was leading the whole race. I don't know if you've ever ran McCool Jackson or McCool Junction, Nebraska.
You did.
It's actually a really cool place.
Fucking fast.
What's his name? Sussex ballparked
Stevie?
it there. Yeah. Oh yeah, he ballparked it there.
He wrecks all the time.
This was the same night.
Junior.
Oh,
Yeah, this was the same night. Anyway,
I love
so
this, Stevie.
Josh is leading. It's a green, and this was back when Josh dominated the midget deal, and green white checkered. Josh runs third, and I just met Tregario, and I was like, man, what happened? He goes, well, like he goes in there and he goes into turn 3 on that restart, and you see that car hop a little bit. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, he threw his dick out and ran over it. Oh shit!
That sounds like
I was like so shocked because I was really like.
He thought you were gonna get a good explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 07.
That's great.
It was 07.
Because 04, Josh
Yeah.
was Stewart.
Yeah, it was 07. And,
07.
Dude,
Josh
was
at Stewart 04, 05.
yeah, and I was so shocked when he said
That
that.
is
I was like,
awesome.
I was really trying to get some like, hey man, what happened? And he was like, oh, he just threw his dick out there and ran over it. And I'm like, oh.
But Larry, they were more on pavement.
They were awesome on pavement.
Pavement, they were the best.
Yes.
Dirt, they didn't do the dirt much.
Yeah.
No.
So, Al, who owned those really nice looking orange and white midgets or in pavement sprint cars? You remember that he worked on? They were, yeah. Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Oh man,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
those cars were unreal. They were so nice.
it's one thing I wish.
He worked on them. What's his name? Hoosier out there. Who owned Hoosier out in California?
I thought I always said something on the side like a something West or
Yeah, I mean, it was Hoosier Tire West, the guy that owned. I can't even think of his name now.
yeah. They were
But I think
nice. They were fast too.
Yeah.
One thing I wish I got to run was a pavement midget.
I know, or a pavement
They,
sprint car.
Yeah, they went out when Keith and them were done the year I came, and then 2014, I was thinking maybe I get to run one, and then they quit racing them.
Yeah.
And
Now they're back again.
there
Yeah.
are, but
It's getting better.
is it?
Yeah, it's getting
I wouldn't mind running one,
IRP. They get 20 cars now.
but I wouldn't want to have done
IRP
it
would
when I
be
was
fun to race
younger.
with a midget because
Yeah.
it's sketchy.
Yeah.
I ran a Silver Crown car at Memphis.
Oh,
Where?
You know that place is closed down.
the original turkey night.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
no, that's Ascot.
Well, yeah.
Pavement.
So I have a picture of my dad at Ascot.
Really?
Yeah, in the Chris Zudas special.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I asked my dad about the picture, and he goes, "Yeah, right after that, I ballparked it."
Turkey night needs to go back to Paris.
Dude, 100%.
I agree. I love Paris.
Yeah.
Paris is a really good non-wing
Non-wing track.
Not a very good
Non-wing.
wing track.
Not a very good way.
I ran my very first pavement race at Lucas Oil. In the
Really?
super late model. Big Al was there. I blew the front stretch wall down, dude. Hey, I ran 10th, but second lap in, I don't know what it was. I was behind someone, and I couldn't see. And that was the first time I ever running one. I plugged the fence getting into one, and I'm Tokyo drifting this thing all the way through 1 and 2. And I'm out of the throttle. I'm back in the throttle. I didn't know what to do. And everybody backs off, dude, and I just keep going. I was fine, yeah.
I thought you were gonna freaking.
Oh, yeah.
That dirt track.
And I kept going. I just let go of the wheel.
Yeah.
I just let go, and it was like,
Did you say Jesus?
Yeah.
no.
No, you didn't.
I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit.
Did Larson say that? Anyway, because
Coda?
literally his
Oh,
wheel
no.
was gone.
He
Did
might.
Jesus
He
think-
might be Jesus.
I mean, he'd be the closest one.
Dude.
I ran a Silver Crown car at Memphis. So they did a deal. I ran for
On the pavement track?
Yeah.
At Motorsports?
The night before was on the dirt track,
Mm-hmm.
non-wing. Listen, I flipped it in hot laps.
Imagine that.
Hey,
You crashing on me.
Shocker.
Me too.
flipped it in hot laps big time. At that time, USAC, if you got your crap put back together and went out whenever, and you only had one lap. But if you qualified first, you were quick time.
Oh wow.
So Rob Hart got this thing put back together.
Yeah,
I
he'd
went
be the
out,
guy too.
Yeah, no, second quick. Second quick. I led this entire race until one lap to go and Corey Cruiseman passed me. I was so freaking pissed. But it was, I don't know what they did. They did a challenge like 50,000 if you could win both the dirt and the pavement.
Oh.
So the next day we were running Silver Crown and I had Boston Reed, Sammy Swindell, and myself. And we were racing for, Hodnett and Jeff Swindell and all of them used to race with for back in the day. Guy from Memphis.
Santucci.
No, not the crew chief, but the owner. Kelly.
Yeah.
Kele. I can't remember that guy's name. Anyway, so he had 3 cars.
Yeah.
So I qualified for the race, and it's like 75 gallons of fuel.
Yeah.
I think the race was 150 laps. And I'm like, what? And this thing will not go. The first lap, Tyler Walker is racing the Mopar car with Willie King.
Willie, yeah.
It blew the right front shock off somehow. I don't like something broke, right? So he pulls in. Dave Steele, dude, they all lapped me like 8 times. Dave Steele ended up winning the race. Tyler unlapped himself 4 times and almost won the race.
Without a
I
record.
think Willie told me that.
No.
They went and put it back.
He pulled in the pits to get it
It
fixed.
Took him 4 laps to
and
get it.
And then they were
Yeah.
4 laps down. He unlapped himself 4 times. And
believe it.
should have won that race.
Yeah.
Dude, they were going by me so fast. I'm like, I was
That's one
radioing
guy.
to my dad. I'm like,
Dude,
Dad, what
that
are these
dude's
guys
really-
doing?
The most talent ever.
He told Lee one time that because him and Lee raced a lot.
Yeah,
together.
they did,
They
yeah.
used to wax everybody. Like, They were good. They'd go to PA and
Yep.
with the Jesse Keene car and everything. He ran Keith's non-wing car at Charlotte. I think it was Charlotte.
Who?
Walker.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, like-
he told Keith, he said, hey, like, you're going to have to get the back of this car up because I'm going to bottom out. And Keith left it. First lap in qualifying, went out there, grabbed frame girls, flipped his ass, come back, said, told you. Walked away, grabbed his stuff and left.
Yeah.
So I ran a Crown car one time. Well, I actually ran one twice. KT busted his ass at Eldora, and they wanted starter money. And I said, if I do it, I'm running the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was in KT's little seat, and his little helmet was up in my, and I was all like just crunched up. But I ran Sean Dyson's car, or I tried to, at DeCoin. Went out. We were a half a second quicker than anybody in practice. Well, I turned that lap. I was going on the backstretch, and this thing just cut left. Well, left front race rod bolt came out and destroyed this thing.
Yeah.
Ballparked this thing.
God.
I get out of the
Actually,
car.
I think I remember that.
I get out of the car, and I'm looking like this, and I'm like, bro, like, what the hell? I'm walking back to the pit, and I was giving Sean some shit about this at Knoxville this last year, because he told me, he's like, why'd you wreck my new car? And I freaking lost it on him. I'm like, your new car, huh? Like,
Yeah.
I was loopy. I
Big
didn't give a
tiny
shit.
bolts.
Yeah. They just wrapped the car the night before. It didn't get tight. Stevie's motto: if it falls off in hot laps, it wasn't tight.
Yep.
If it
Right.
falls off in the main event, use Loctite.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, man, we've been going 2 hours strong.
How many people we got still?
We still got 40
42 strong.
It's probably all our family.
42 probably. Yeah, probably.
That's all of our buddies.
Yeah.
My car owner's probably still watching. Howdy, Rod.
Yeah.
Well, I truly appreciate you guys letting us come by here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll have to do it
Brinton,
again.
I know you kind of started the whole deal, and then I texted you about it, and
And you've been following me everywhere since.
everywhere. The golf place, the Mexican restaurant.
I've been a
Vodka
bad.
there.
I can tell you right now, I've been a bad co-pilot for Snow, because he'll text me like a couple days before the show. Hey man, who can we have on the show? And then I'll be looking at my phone, and I'm like, oh, ring, and then I'll forget to text him back. So he's been doing a good job. I'm just
Nah,
along for the
I
ride.
mean, dude, honestly, like if it wasn't for you like coming on and like giving me somebody to like where I can look at my phone, like it's made it so much better. And then having the opportunity to come and sit with people like Brinton and Tanner and just
been good.
having those opportunities. Next week we actually have another guest, which is I'm pretty excited about him.
Who is it?
It's Corey Ballard,
Nice.
Levi Ballard's dad.
Yeah.
Which Levi drives for CB Industries and
He's got a heck of a business.
yeah, and so like I know Corey from when had the lawn business and everything, and with Ballard Industries and what he's done in the lawn and landscape world, and then I didn't know that he used to race.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so he used to race micros, and now his kid Levi drives for Chad, and so
He got a pretty cool haircut.
yeah, with the old mohawk and stuff. So, which and Levi's, they kind of did a intertwined relationship with Driven Midwest down the street here, and CB Industries. So Levi's pretty much going to be at Port a lot this year. So
Yeah.
that's cool. So we're gonna have him next week. We're gonna probably have to phone a friend on that one. So
Supposed to be running here a lot.
what's that?
Owen's supposed to be running here a lot.
Yep.
He is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so there, and that's another Driven Midwest
Yeah.
deal. So.
I
yeah,
guess
so,
I guess Caitlin told Kyle. I guess they kind of sat down and did their whole schedule, and Caitlin's like, nope. Like if you want him to learn how to race, he's got to go to Port.
yeah.
So, not to float my boat because that's not me. I'm just
Shout out to
saying, it's
Caitlin
the
and
track.
Bush Light.
The track is tricky,
Yeah.
so it teaches kids how to race.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's probably from running a micro and a midget, it's the most demandful racetrack I've ever ran.
I 100% agree.
Dude,
100%.
it's here in Knoxville, and
Yeah.
they're two completely different
Yeah.
Totally.
realms. Like,
Yeah.
and like,
One's hold the wheel,
Yeah.
one's up on it.
I just the midget at Port City is like probably one of
You
my
never
favorite
stop.
things.
You never
No,
stop.
it's probably one of my favorite racetracks to run a midget because it's like you just bash the
Quite a
fence
few,
or you
yeah.
run or you roll the bottom.
Right.
Oh, yeah, too.
Yeah.
Well,
And
thank you
Knoxville,
guys.
like Knoxville, you gotta if you're hammering the bottom
Yeah.
with speed, dude, it'll freaking pump your forearms in 2 laps.
So I didn't
Whether
realize
you're in good shape or not.
Right. I didn't realize until, and actually you're my teammate, or I was your teammate, or however, with Barry. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize when you run the bottom there how much off the throttle you really are.
You are.
Dude.
But it's still
Oh, holy crap, dude.
Dude, look at this fucker.
it's still right
10
front.
of them things.
Right, you're still planning
Yeah.
on the right front. And when
Yeah.
your right front's planted, dude, you're muscling
And
it.
especially when you're in Barry's car,
Yeah.
and that thing is tighter than all get at, and you're just
Especially
like
with
this.
Barry.
Yeah. No,
It's tough. It's a tough track.
that was my best time at Knoxville, and to this day, I still have not made the main since then. Well, I guess I didn't make the final main, but Shane had a good night going.
So I ballparked her.
All parked her in 3 and 4.
Yeah, in my heat. Quick time to hero to zero.
I tell everybody to this day, like that motor that I had in my car, and I don't know about you, like that motor I ran was probably the hardest hitting motors I ever ran
dude,
to this
they
day.
ripped.
Dude,
Yeah, they ran so good.
What were they?
Kisslers.
Kisslers.
Yeah, they ran good.
mine was like a Kistler, but I think that was the rebuild of the gray.
Oh, the gray.
That gravel blew up the year before or whatever. Remember that? When
They
he's
did
having
have
his-
a couple gray engines.
Yeah.
And that one gray motor I had ran really good, but it wasn't. You couldn't throttle it like
Right.
it was. You couldn't race
It
it.
was a drag motor.
Oh man, it was bad.
Yep.
I ran at Charlotte and I was flying.
Thundering.
And then during the race, I was just Shirley Muldowney.
Up off the bars.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was impressed with this thing at Salina. Otts motor.
It's 1/0.
Yeah, it's a 295.
Yeah.
So it's a motor that Chase Deeds had last year,
Yeah,
and it runs. I was impressed with it.
good. So who's doing odd stuff now?
Adam.
Adam Cofer.
Yep.
Okay.
So he was at Salina Race Engines, right?
Okay.
For the longest time.
Yeah, so Kyler Johnson, who I help on the ASCS deal, he runs aughts.
So you mentioned Lethal Lee earlier. Lethal Lee is working at Who does the motors for
Newman.
Newman?
Yep.
There you go.
He's assembly guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, Lee Smart with the engines.
Yeah, they're going to be a deathly well, I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Jacob Allen's been the best he's looked in a long time.
Dude, Lee is good.
When you
like
undo
Lee
the
helped.
seatbelts.
Lee helped Ryder a lot when he was with me.
Old Lethal.
He's,
Lethal Lee.
I mean,
the only crew chief I've ever known that had his own T-shirt.
no,
Remember
Ricky
that?
Warner
Ricky Warner.
Well, but that's like newer, like
back in the day.
Tricky Ricky shops. Yeah, shirts like that was like recently.
I can tell you
like,
after working.
Lethal Lee had a shirt like 15, 20 years
Yeah.
ago.
After working with Lethal Lee, you know what made Lethal Lee famous? Greg Hodnett. Not Lethal Lee. And Greg Hodnett made him look
R.I.P.
good.
to Greg Hodge.
Apple 12.
Dude, Greg Hodnett.
About the Apple
was
12 though.
Super smart.
Okay, so I
On
always tell
everything.
this story about when I went to Pennsylvania.
Well, he was
with
an
Tony
engineer,
Bruce.
right? He was a legit engineer.
He was an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his degree and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he was super smart.
Stevie's an engineer, but he's all self-taught. Him and Steve are self-taught engineers.
Yeah.
They are.
So
Yeah.
we go out to PA, and we go to, which is now BAPS, but it was Susquehanna then. Then it was a Thursday night weekly show. 16 cars showed up. And we were the 16th car. We finished 16th. We qualified 16th. Like, the other 15 cars were every heavy hitter. And it was Hodden in the Apple car, Raymer in the 88. Like, I mean, everybody was there. And I'm like, we pulled in, and I told Tony, I was like, what are we doing here? Like, we're going to learn. I guarantee you that. But, like,
Yeah, no, that would be
my
tough out
God,
there.
Like, we don't even, like, we make the show, that's great, but, like we ain't doing nothing in qualifying. We ain't winning the heat race. We ain't doing nothing. Like, this is every major person in Pennsylvania sitting in this pits right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember
But,
there.
again, you learn from those, right?
do, yeah,
But, like,
absolutely.
holy crap, like, you just get knocked down. It's crazy.
They're good. I remember the first time I went to Hagerstown, and it was a day race. And, oh my gosh.
I hate
dude.
that place.
They just
I
hammered
got pictures
me.
of my dad there from 87.
Like, I'm like, I'll be fine. Like, I'll be fine.
Yeah. You remember
I
the
run
FedEx
Knoxville,
thing?
okay? I'll be good.
Yeah.
Dude,
No.
How about when you roll in there, bone dry, and then they just dump the water on that place?
Yeah.
And then
It's like a
the wheel,
sandbox.
yeah, and then they go out, and it's beautiful. I went 8th to 1st in my heat race there, past Raymer, past Macri, go in the main event, start on the pole, 15th.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I pulled in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Well, yeah, I just go down the corner, I'm just sliding, everybody's just like hooked in the racetrack. I'm like, wet grinding and Davis, get it there.
Yeah.
Brian Davis.
Got that wet grinding down. No, that's a
I don't
that's
know.
a tough place.
You know, we all make fun of all that stuff, and I don't know. If you got to cheat to win, don't even try. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
if you can't
Don't
win,
get Tanner
just
started on
win,
that shit.
I'm sitting there during Chili Bowl because I'm like the biggest asshole for saying all this stuff about cheating and stuff. I'm just waiting for a tire sample to come back
Oh, you
bad
ain't
or
no worse than
something.
Robert Ballou.
I'm like just waiting because I don't agree and I don't think that all the testing stuff's accurate. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because we got popped down in Florida when we were running USAC non-wing, and we literally bought the tire at the track, and we did not dope the tire. For one, I wouldn't do it. For two, Connor would never do it. And we got popped, and then they found out that the tire was made with something else because they couldn't get it during COVID. Mm-hmm. So, how much more of that could go on? You don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
the
the
thing, the
inconsistency-
hard part with the tire sampling is so they go off a benchmark, right? So, and when you go off date codes,
Yep.
things change. And so, from what I've been told, she tries to do samples off of each date code because obviously if you get rubber from different manufacturers,
Right.
that's going to change the tire sample.
Right.
Which
And
is
when
scary.
something comes back altered, and that's what she gets paid to do, whether it's altered a little bit or a lot, she's got to report it.
Right.
Because if she doesn't, then what's her job means nothing.
Right.
Unfortunately, when you do things to your tire, whether it's to make it enhanced or not, that's the bad part. Like when you start dabbling in all that stuff and you start sending in tire samples, you're taking the risk. Yeah. Whether you're a track or the guy doing it, you know, like, have you ever sprayed Simple Green on your tire and ground it? Have you ever done that?
Have I?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
We've never done
Now,
that.
we've
Exactly.
sprayed them on the tires to clean them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're like,
We've
well,
all
you
done
can't
that.
do that. I'm like,
We do it.
well, I
every
don't
But
want my
we've done
tires
that for
dirty.
years.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
done that for years.
Oh, so Simple Green and a hot pressure washer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
it cleans them right up.
Tire.
But we've never
But, like,
wet grinded
but
with
I'm
Simple
telling you
Green.
right now, if you put Simple Green in the middle of summer, if you put Simple Green on your tire and let it sit there for a minute,
Because the
dude,
pores
it
are open.
is sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Right?
opens it up.
Yeah. But now, does that do anything to your tires when you get out there and race? Heck no. Absolutely
I don't
not.
think it does.
It doesn't.
My only thing is if you are doping tires, that's their way of bringing a tire back,
Yeah.
of sealing over, because you're trying to pull everything back up because the degreaser's pulling chemicals up.
Yeah, because there's oils in a tire.
Correct.
And it's rubber.
Well, look at Bloomquist. He said it's not about what we're putting in; it's about what we're taking out.
Right. 100%.
So, I don't know. My thing is, Chili Bowl, it's such a big event. Get 2 Hoosier trucks in there and make everybody buy tires there. And you got to run them. They have a special sidewall that say Chili Bowl 2025 or
And-
6,
and-
and they make the money on
and
it.
you
Yeah.
start buying them on Friday.
Yeah.
So you can start
You
buying
buy,
them.
or you
On
buy them
racing
on
day.
your race day, and everybody's big thing is tires leave the building to go wash them.
Yeah.
And these things look like they just come back on a lathe. Well, because
Which
they fucking have.
It's
Right.
the
Yeah.
biggest fucking scam because you see these shitbox teams going to wash their tires like they're worried about their stuff looking clean.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like
your
you're
car
not
looks like
washing your
shit.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't washed their car in a couple years.
Their tires are clean.
But
But by God, them tires are clean.
yeah.
I had a really good story about doping tires. So back in the day, Joe Gertie and Tim Norman, we used to go run the Canadian Nationals. Well, at the time, Joe was building a lot of late model motors, and of course, he was in the know of all the tire doping and all
Yeah.
the stuff they were doing.
because he's on the other side, it don't matter to him.
No,
Yeah.
dude, I walked into his shop, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what is that smell? Dude, it was bad. And he's like, oh man, he's like, come over and look at it. He had the needler, and this tire's been in this shit for days, right? So we go up to Canada, and we go to Oswego. You circle around this little track, the micro track, before you get called out on the big track. That's how they do it.
What do you mean?
You start your sprint car and you go out, you go idle around, and they say, come to the big track. So as soon as you go to the big track, dude, boom, we're lined up. We don't make 1 lap, 2 laps. It's lined up, green flag.
That's pretty smart.
Dude, we take the green flag. I'm like, oh my. They're going by me on both sides. So, and we'd won it the 2 years previous to that, right? Come back in, Joe's like, oh my God, what in the heck? I said, dude, listen, what? I said, I don't know what you doped your tires with, bro, but it did not work.
not
I
the
said,
right
I don't know
mixture.
if it was the little track that dirtied him up
Yeah.
or what, but
Did not do the job.
He was about to cry.
Yeah.
He was about to cry. Dude, he spent so much time and effort in these tires. Dude, it did
Listen,
not work.
But I had a
That was the only time I had dope tires on my
I had
car.
a modified owner
I
for
don't think I've ever had them.
a modified car owner for our midget cars one year, a few years actually.
Oh, weird, huh?
Oh,
Number
yeah.
18s?
Yeah. So listen, so this was back before there was anything that even talked about it, right? Like, and all I know is like cars show up, trailer, pull them out. They got saran wrap on them. Put the cars on the ground, and we take the saran wrap off. And I'm like you guys, like I want everything to be nice and neat, like angled. And so like I go to grab the car and like pull it across the concrete, and it goes. And I'm like, oh shit! I'm not moving that again because I don't want nobody to know that they just seen me do that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you know it was before all this bullshit with everything.
Well, it wasn't illegal back then.
Yeah.
no, exactly.
And
that's
to
what I'm
be
saying,
honest,
yeah.
like you could dope up an RD12 right rear at Chili Bowl, and it's not any better. It's probably worse than
worse.
it was to just run a stock
Yeah.
one.
I think
So-
I think you were racing at this point in time. There was the Outlaws rained out, and so everybody went to Knoxville for a weekly show to get laps. And Knoxville used to have a D15 rule, and we all go out there. There was probably 54 10s there because every Outlaw guy showed up. Tatnall sets a track record of like a 14,006 or something. But the third car out, which was us, broke the track record on a D15.
Yeah.
And this was back when the Outlaws was all open. Like,
Right.
everything was open, right? So, like, that goes to show you that the softer doesn't really help that much.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of times
when
wouldn't.
it's super
it probably
heavy,
freed
you
your car
almost
up
want
enough to where it was
right?
trucking.
So it sits up on top of the track and it actually cuts into it.
Yeah.
When it's super soft, like you don't want to run a D10 when it's super heavy because it's just going to roll under and it's not going to
So-
do anything, right?
So my 4th ever race in a sprint car was with Lee. We bought those cars from Motter, the '88 Richie Rich car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Richie
yeah.
and the 10 pimp.
yeah, you spun out. I was hoping they were going to call a yellow. You spun out off of 4. You were in the 2, and I was running second to Donnie, and I just come trucking up through in the rubber. Well, Donnie had put a hard tire on. We were still in a soft one. Dude, my tire looked brand new, and his was gone
Because it was spinning.
It was spinning it. Mine was just gripped in the racetrack. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been talk with this is like we blister the shit out of the rear tires, and not just the right rear, the left rear, because there's so much more wheel weight
Yeah.
with the coils, and it's consistent. It's just planing the tires. Like our tire temps, what were they last year? I mean, they're 40, 50 degrees hotter than a standard night.
With the coil car?
Yeah.
Oh, way hotter.
Dude, you can't even
Really?
Wait,
touch
dude, we
them.
went
which
to
is
Texas.
It's good, but we're just
Blistering.
we're blistering them. So like, we've talked about like just trying a medium one night. Like we went out for 3 or 4 laps at Salina, brand new right rear, blister all the way across. And granted, we didn't work it,
Right.
but it like there's something there.
Working.
Like, yeah, it's working. So
Dude, you can do your whole setup on your tire temps.
yeah.
Yes.
Every night.
Dude, Phil Dietz.
Every race.
Oh
As soon
yeah.
as the car comes in the track
Yeah.
and he's recording.
Well, that's what the
Left,
NASCAR
center.
guys do. They know if they got too much air, and they know if they
Exactly.
don't.
Dietz is another
And you know,
engineer,
left rear,
right?
right rear weight. Like, dude, you got your left rear smoking hot. Then okay, we got.
Yeah,
too much
like
left
if your
weight.
right rear has no temperature on it,
It's not working.
You got a problem.
It's not working.
if the left if the left side of your right rear is really hot, but the outside isn't, you need to figure something out. Bud.
Yeah.
You probably ran the C-Mac. You know what I mean?
I got to
Man,
roll.
What a night.
It's my bedtime.
2.5 hours, your bedtime.
Dude, I'm usually in bed by like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock now.
Where-
Brand's like, hey, you want to go to dinner? I'm like, yeah, like 5.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not eating that early.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.
Thank-
Appreciate
like,
it.
Big Al, thank you for being here.
Wow.
Appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in to the Lumber Lounge and Garage Bench Racing live shows. Shout out to everybody that helped sponsor this deal. I'm not going to go through the gamut of it right now, but
Why?
Tanner, good luck to you.
You need to list all your sponsors, sir. We need to hear all these people. That way,
Oh, we got a list, bro.
if I have to get some shout outs and stuff sometimes, you know.
Let me get to it.
How long is this list?
It's pretty long.
Well, I need to hear them all.
All right. So, JSC Motorsports, which was
Prime
Jason,
sponsor
Chantel.
spot right here.
Yep. So shout out to them. Ford's Construction, Kaiser Racing Wheels, Abilene Powder Coating, Hoagie's Garage, T2 Promotions, My Race Pass, Flying A Motorsports, Lambert Property Service, Ryder Mac Racing, Permastone Countertop Solutions, Whitaker Glass, One Way Performance, Arc Wrecking of Oklahoma, Wheeler Metals, WR1 Simulators, Hero Haven, Hasty Baked Charcoal Grills, Victory Seats, Horizon Whiskey, and Port City Raceway.
By golly.
Damn.
Wow.
Quite the list.
Got some good people in there.
Maybe if this year goes good, Tanner Thorson Racing might be a sponsor.
I'd love that.
You need to start having like some reward, like a reward. You know, did you
So-
ever see that dirt fish deal? Or who was that? Heavy D, remember? Heavy D was doing that
I
podcast
was
deal.
there with him.
That does not surprise me.
in
What would he do?
Knoxville. Heavy D?
Yeah, but what's
You
his
talking about
reward
same,
thing?
same
Yeah.
Heavy D from California?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were in Knoxville together.
Him and Tommy Hall, I think, did a podcast.
Oh, connected?
Yeah, connected
Yeah,
Tommy Hall.
yeah.
And they did like a digging. It was a trophy, and it was like the top performance of the month or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it was like, and they went through
So-
and like,
I screwed myself last year. I got really drunk and was doing a live show, and I said, "Yeah, if you wear one of my hats, if you buy one of my hats and wear my hat in Victory Lane, I'll give you $100."
So a bunch of people did
you
that.
give me one?
Bro, these kids at Port City, oh my god,
Hey, that's
why
fine.
I saw so many
it was great.
Lumber Lounge and
Yeah.
Garage
With all
hats.
them
great.
sponsors, you should be able to afford that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, I always try to do something because I want to get the Lumber Lounge out there. And when Shane came on, we started the whole bench racing deal. Like we seen so many bench racing hats at the gym.
We have a lot.
Dude, I see them
There
everywhere. I
And-
didn't know what it
and
was at
since
first.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when he came on, I said, man, we need to rebrand this. We got to make it something that's ours and not just mine. And I came up with bench racing, and it just kind of stuck. And
Well, it
looks
makes
good.
sense.
yeah, I mean, this is what
That's what we
you
do, bench
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You're old and retired. Tried to get you to fill them for us at Port Royal. That didn't work very well.
No.
Probably a good thing, honestly.
That's right.
but either way, we have a good time, and I'm super excited for your season.
Yes, I hope you guys have a great year.
Yeah, I think you guys
Absolutely.
will be great. If you ever need a extra hand, much
Or just hey man, we need some help. We'll fly out and help you.
No, we won't
Just
fly
get on
out.
the-
If it's
get on the-
close, just
Yeah, but why are we not in Oklahoma?
Racing? Yeah.
Weird, huh?
Arrowhead was probably one of the coolest tracks we raced.